There are no professionals here. Well, I mean, Gavin might be considered a
Uh,
professional, but me and
I
Dylan, no.
set money on fire playing this game, dude. It's like the opposite of being professional.
I'm setting money on fire. It sounds like you bought cities.
No, not yet, dude. Not yet. I haven't even read that book yet, but people say it's like I try to like I gauge if a book is good based on how excited people are, and
And Dylan,
everyone's all excited about like all the cool stuff they could do. So I imagine the book's pretty good.
oh, I love the new stuff in cities. It's beyond fun.
They got cock forts, bro. It's like a big
Oh yeah,
tortoise shell with a huge cannon on it. How do you not buy that fucking model?
Dylan, you got your echo came back, Dylan. Yeah, your browser's not letting you save to the disk.
This is what the this is what
Yep,
the people come for, dude.
tech
To get ear raped in Discord.
it. Yeah. No, I took the new book to Omaha, went 3-2 with it, and had an absolute blast. And learned
That's
real
sick.
quick: don't put the marshal with the teleport artifact in the fort with the guys.
Yeah, it's like way cooler when you can use your rules. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, you
you're
still
well,
get that echo,
maybe.
bro.
Can you get rid of your echo on the echo cancellation? Nope.
Sometimes it like defaults your microphone to the wrong thing. Like it might be on your computer mic instead of your headset.
And it's still not allowing you to record. Okay.
Oh hell yeah, it's just me and Brett. That's it.
Just looking in a mirror right now.
Yeah, dude. All those ball guys only have so many options, dude. He can grow this. It like hides the rest of your like weird looking head, or at least
Yeah.
the rest of my head is weird looking. That's why I hide it with a beard. But
Mine's nice and shiny, and
and
it works.
I'm in slacking, bro. I got like this crazy tan line from working and like a
It
little
sounds like you're
stubble
on
because I'm
rooftop pretty
lazy.
much.
Yeah, dude. I work on ACs, so
Yeah, I know. We got kind of the same job.
yeah.
I do
You work in like distribution, right?
no, I
For
do
ACs.
controls for air conditioning.
Controls, right? So you
So
do like the smart guy thing, and I do like
yeah,
the dumb monkey work.
yeah. I get the don't lift the heavy stuff.
That's me, baby. Give me all the heavy stuff to lift.
Yeah,
Dragging compressors up with a rope and stuff. Yeah,
heaviest thing I take up to a rooftop is usually my backpack.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's
But
smart, but I don't know how smart I am. We'll see. Maybe I'll get smarter as I get older.
well, I mean, you keep winning tournaments, so you gotta be at least some bit of intelligence.
God, yes, bro. It's like playing with the war dolls, dude. If you score more points than your opponent, you win the game. I don't know if like people knew that or not, but
I hear the secret tech is stand on circles and you win.
yeah, well, those score you the points, so you kind of have to go there.
Yeah. Uh, yeah.
Well,
My yeah, we were like I said, we were playing in Omaha and my son was playing Gits and he switched up a list to match Alex Cotter. He's from
yeah,
St.
yeah, I
Louis
remember
area.
Alex. Yeah, he does like pretty good with gets. Yeah,
Yeah. So he copied his list and went into this tournament, no practice games, and he's like, okay, I'm ready. I'm like, you haven't played in 2 months. He's like, I'll be fine. He goes in and I think his first round was against Sylvaneth,
yeah. Good
and
luck.
he beat them.
Dude, you got him, dude. You got a
And
little savant then, bro.
and it was like, okay, well, you did good. And what did he end up losing to? He did lose to Hedonites in the last round, and like
Yeah.
that one would have given him best destruction.
Well, I mean,
And
that's still like super sick because your kid's like, how old's your
13,
kid? 13. So he's like right there. That's about when people get infected with the wargaming virus is 13 years old, and then he's gonna like figure out girls and football and stuff, and like I only got so much wargaming's no fun no more, and then I'll come back. I'll try to make it up to one for sure. Which one do y'all recommend out of those two?
I didn't get into it till I was
out of Oklahoma and which one?
I was playing trading card games.
What should Gavin do?
Oh god.
Yeah, monkey's like in my backyard, so I know all the stuff around here. And this is cheaper. Like I love going to Flying Monkey because it's
you're not rotating.
30-minute drive from my house.
All right, how's this sound?
But I'm also the crazy guy who goes to the Oklahoma Open, and then I drive back home, and it's about a 2-hour drive. So I spend 4 hours each day. I don't know why they can't let me just click the echo button when we're recording. It doesn't let us change. I leave my house at like 7, and then I get there at like 8:40, and
because this
is like
what application is it? Put the dice down.
Riverside.
9 o'clock starts are nice. Everyone, for a while there, people were trying to start them.
We'll just pause it.
Ugh.
Oh, that's sleeping.
Making everybody mad, dude. All the drinkers mad. Just like, nah, I can't be bothered with this shit, dude. Lucky you got me to play one day.
It's really hard to say because they're really different, but they're the same. Like,
which one's bigger?
Right now, Monkey is still bigger.
I see.
They usually get around 60-ish players, and I think Oklahoma was around 50.
Okay, it's still about the same. I like them internet points, because I ain't going up there to lose. You know what I mean? Like, so fair play. Like y'all got a lot of strong players. I get beat, but like,
And then like Monkey pulls in the Colorado crowd. I believe it's Thomas Burgett with Weak and Fecadent. He comes down frequently.
Let's talk with Thomas some.
Yeah. So a lot of good players come from Monkey. Tyler, he came up for Oklahoma.
Yeah, I think he was telling me he keeps promising he lives in Romania now.
Yeah.
But he says he's gonna fly back and start playing again. So we'll see. But he's like in a fight camp. He's a psychopath.
Oh, is he getting back into that too?
Oh yeah, he's on.
Good for him.
Already, Absolute or something up there is where the gym is in Romania. And
Sick.
Budapest, I think is the name of the city. I don't know. He tells me shit, and I remember it sometimes.
Did you see you while you were overseas for Worlds?
Yeah, he couldn't leave the country because he's like on a probationary period or something. Like I think they have that in Romania where you have to stay in the country for a certain amount.
For a while, yeah.
But he was gonna, like, he kept talking about it, and then he, like, last second, because he doesn't plan anything. So he tried to do it last second, and then he's like, they won't let me leave the country. I'm like, oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, he's also got a fairly little one there. Yep. He's trying to get
little daughter, man. Fucking, like,
yep.
I think she was born as soon as they moved, basically. So that's probably like 3-4 months old now.
Yeah, Jesus.
All the fun. God, I can barely remember mine being that little at this point. He's 13 at this point, and it's like, oh God, where did the last 13 years go?
Yeah, it just keeps going faster and faster, man. But,
so, you going back for Worlds next year?
I was like on the fence about it, but I've got, Noah is going to be captain of Team America this year, and Noah's like one of the best friends I've got in this hobby. It's like family to me, and he's in my ear, and it's like could win 3 in a row.
Hell yeah,
pretty likely, probably yes, barring some crazy thing, right? Like overpromise, but I'm almost all the way back in for another year, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Gotta have a better showing personally, don't you? Well, the team.
Well, that's the role. That was the role this year. I was hoping to perform better than I did, but like we knew going in that like that my colors reflected it in code, and we have like a red green yellow matrix that we do, and like we knew based on that Nurgle was going to get bust the whole tournament just to create openings for the other armies in our comp. But and I don't mind playing that role. I'd like probably prefer that to playing like the armies that are supposed to score 40 or 50 point wins, because I'm better. I think I'm better at scraping like in a loss or like in an even matchup than I am at like putting a lot of pressure on my opponent to get more points. I tend to like ease up a little bit when I'm up by like 30. You know, it's hard for me to stay locked in when I'm winning a game by a whole lot of points. It takes like a certain mindset, and I think that we have the right players in that role. So,
yeah, that's probably a special kind of skill you got to get someone used into really just hammering that score.
yeah, you got to have people that are, you know, the sadists, dude, that like putting the pain on people. You know,
Like, I'm going to score my 80 points, and I'm going to smile the whole time while you get 20.
Whatever
Yeah.
the word is, dude. I promise I went to college.
Why are you still on roofs then?
Yeah, right.
I keep telling people, and it's like, why am I here? And it's like, oh, I made poor life choices.
Hey, same.
I enjoy my job, dude. I get to be alone. You know, there's only so much of people that I can tolerate.
Oh yeah.
You know, so being by myself is usually a good thing. But then I go to these tournaments.
Put
It's good.
in, get some music, listen to a podcast or two, and message this guy all the time. It's like, hey, what do I do about this list? And no, don't do that. Don't take 3 hydras to.
Like, why do you have 3 hydras, bro? Like, it's a Legends War scroll.
Don't ask me. It's funny.
Like, if you gotta play them, but like all these people going and buying those things, like, come
Oh
on.
no. I did buy the Doc commemorative model today, and I'm thinking about getting that approved as an assassin.
That'd be sick. So what are you playing in cities? We like glazed over that at the beginning. You got like a cog fort or no?
So right now I'm running the cog fort with the gallants, and so like fighting twice at damage 3. And Yorvin's like, oh, we're gonna teleport them out of combat so your opponent can't hit you back, and the marshal's giving them fight twice, so they'll just pile back in.
I see.
Because the cog fort counts them as charged, gives them +1 damage, but because you don't use a charged ability, the gallants get +1 attacks and +1 damage.
I see.
So it's like it's really stupid.
It's really funny cheese.
Yeah, it's all good, dude.
People
Smoke
are like,
them if you got them, dude. Because you know people love complaining about shit like that. Nobody likes fun in this game, so there's probably a shelf life for it.
oh, there's definitely, because Yorvin's dumb because he can pull a guy 12 inches in front of him and pull him 12 inches behind him in that move. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
That's funny.
Man, that crazy movement rules. That's the biggest change between the old style books and the new style. Is like the movement's so much different.
Yeah,
in these
they have an artifact that says pick a point on the map, teleport to a hero within 18 inches, then teleport that hero to the point. Both of these heroes are still allowed to move. And it says, this is an exception to the core rules.
I see.
And
perfect, dude.
Yes. This is not a once per game artifact. It is every turn.
Balance.
Yeah, why have core rules when you can just break them shits? Be like, actually, them, you know.
Much funnier when you can do this.
Yes. It is going to be very fun to do because I don't want people to have fun while I'm getting...
That's fair enough. It gets in the way of your fun, dude. Prioritize.
It's like, I'm going to use my fort. It's going to roll 66. I'm going to get 11 attacks, but I'm going to have fun throwing them. It's
like that. Watching Shadow Queen, like, oh, I get blood right here, blood right there, and like the model just keeps moving, and you're like, this is so
much fun.
This is so fucking stupid.
So much fun.
Like, my army moves 4 once. Once, man. Sometimes I roll real good on my run roll, and I move twice as far as I normally do. And this bitch just moved like 6 times, dude. Like, what is this?
Before I got my turn. Before I got to my movement phase.
Yeah,
So
like,
much
right.
fun. Oh, and why not fight twice too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like,
I guess we're playing the same game.
yeah. I'm here to score points. You're to stop me from doing that. Who's going to have fun doing it?
A lot more fun than the asymmetric balance is what drew me to the game originally. Mm-hmm. So it reminds me a lot of like that late second edition, early third edition, where all the armies did crazy shit, and it was like on you to figure out how to make your crazy shit more strong than your opponent's crazy shit. Whereas like the last probably like 18 months before that, like the game had gotten pretty dull because everything did the same shit, and there's like 3 armies that just did it better, and that it's more balanced, but it's not as fun as doing like wild stuff.
My son is still upset that the Stegodon Engine of the Gods lost Priest. Stupid bubble boom.
I remember that, dude. You tell me about the old sins of that book when it came out.
Fuck that book.
That book was so good, so fun. Rolling like 9 dice for CP and giving stuff crit mortal and crit auto wound and making 40 skinks kill anything in the game. So fun. I love that book.
I even missed the 3rd edition book. I was like, oh, these are new models. I want this. And then the index came and it's like, oh, I'll still have fun stuff. And they're like, 0 fun, no nodes, no nothing. And I'm like, I guess I'm playing Storm.
Like the new Croak model when that book when it came out with the Croak model was fine. But the book before that still like one of my favorite books that they ever wrote.
Yeah, I remember you doing war crimes with that.
That and that old Living Cities book, dude. That old Cities book. That was one of my favorite books I ever wrote. Where you had coalition rules, bro. Fucking people don't know. People don't know about coalition rules anymore.
We should bring them back.
I was like getting ready to start buying into Living Cities and stuff, and then they announced the new models for cities.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we're going to give them orders too that you hide. And I'm like, I want that. That sounds fun.
God, that Cities book was so much fun. I am still butthurt. We got fucking 6 months to play with it.
Yeah. And the new edition comes out, and it's like, I lost my orders. And I was upset. I didn't even play Cities for like a full I was like, nope, not doing it. Can't make me. And then they're like, hey, Command Core 140 points. Excuse me while I come back to this fun unit.
Yeah. The game just keeps going, dude. Around and around it goes, It's always some fun, cool shit going on. So.
Yeah. I'm just glad we're out of that stupid, like, start of the index because it was like, hey, here's your $60 book with some new lore, and we're going to put it to have the same rules. And it's like, I don't want that. I want new stuff.
Yeah, you got like any of that heavy cavalry that does 10 million damage. Oh, your book ain't got it. Well, your book don't get to play right now.
Have 3 different scrolls that just teleport for free. Oh, you're not scoring these scouting points.
Yeah, see you in 6 months, dude. Yeah. All the Hexwraith players. It's Hexwraith time now, dude. The time of fun Age of Sigmar is over. The time of the Hexwraith. It's upon us.
Isn't there like a graph that's like when KO, Nighthaunt, and I think there's like Zinch are all like the top armies, the game's at its least fun?
Not for the Nighthaunt player.
Not for those players, but like, like this isn't fun anymore.
Terrible.
I don't know. I had fun with 40 Hexwraiths. I thought it was perfectly balanced, and we should definitely do that some more.
Because you're insane and actually have it. I just now.
Well, that was what was bad about it. Is you needed like a weekend to paint them shits. You needed like
a
cavalry model. Like it's a ghost, bro. I painted it like in 6 hours. XD. Now I've got a tournament army. Like okay, nice. perfect. I got to watch all this like shittily painted fucking Nighthaunt run the game I love. You know, like terrible.
So much fun for like a week, and then I went back to Soulblight because it was actual rules and interactions and like things did things.
Yeah. It is. I mean, it's fun. It's fun to have like the super mega gas every once in a while, you know. But like the game's at its best what I think the game is trending towards now is when the game is at its best, and that's when everybody has cool shit going on. So you don't have to go buy whatever army to be competitive. You can kind of just play the shit that you want to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Real interested to see what they do with this GHB to bring some of the older books in line with that. It's like we've been trending with more points, especially for the older books lately. I hope that's not the only answer that we get. Some more season-specific rules would be pretty cool to see, especially for some of the books that, like, my main problem with most of the old books hasn't even been, like, general power or anything. It's the enhancements and ways to flavorize your army and make it yours between sub-factions and heroic traits items. There's just in so many books not a choice to make. There's like one that costs you 20 points and that's cool, and then there's all of these really terrible ones. It's just more options, more
honestly,
gooder.
I think Cities was like the first one that I've seen that's given you 3 good artifacts, 3 good traits, and like 3 to 4 good factions. It's like, oh, I can strip wards wholly within 12 of my guys. I can give myself a 6-up wholly within 12. I can. The last one's what, the teleport? It's like, all those are good. It's like,
Yeah.
You get
Dog's
extra
like that
attacks.
too. Like,
Yeah. It's like the last few books have.
Sub factions are real good too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Dylan just says some of them are more greedy than the other ones, and
Well, like in particular, the one where when all your models are contesting an objective, you can't be shot. It's not very powerful right now because of the obscuring rules, but that shit gonna go away in the GHB.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they showed off that one map, and it's like, I don't see any obscuring on that at all. And it's like, it's time for that Godbreaker cannon to
start doing some work.
Yeah.
Because that was like, it was this edition had like the frustrating combination of like lots of obscuring, the ability to make everything obscuring, and then a lot of maps with where you hold 2 objectives, you score 80% of the primary scoring, and then a bunch of set battle tactics that like did not encourage you to interact with your opponent's army. So all of that together made a pretty like dull GHB. I think it was balanced scoring wise, but I think that they realized that they made some mistakes, and they're going to do. I have a lot of hope for this next GHB. I think it's going to be a really good one. So
I have a lot more hope now with the different design team in.
Yeah,
it's like try not to put no blame on nobody, dude. Like people don't like it when you say mean things about them. So you know.
Well, I'm happy to say mean things about specific people.
Auxiliary. All it took was a few spawns of Trotec.
Yeah, one list. Like
one list.
Yeah, and it's at least they're changing it. You know, like you need to change or die in a war game, right? Like you see, even really well-made war games, if they don't change fast enough, just like there's a million startups.
Yeah,
with like the bones of a million startups that are long gone, and Age of Sigmar keeps going, and Games Workshop keeps going because they have the ability to change their game so quickly. So, I mean, like the game, wait a little bit, it'll be different.
Yeah, you don't like it? Wait 3 months, we'll get a balance update.
Yeah, just paint something until then.
Yeah,
do a hobby army.
That's my wolf army. It's gonna look mediocre, but I'll love it. All right. Anything else we want to catch on before I lose power again because they fell in my backyard and tried to take out my power line.
We live in a third world country, dude. It's all good.
In Kansas, that's pretty much a third world country.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Thanks for having me on, man. Like, it was a lot of fun. Like, think and talk about the game. It was fun to talk to you guys. You know, I'd seen y'all a little bit, so.
Hell yeah, buddy.
Let
Hopefully get to see you sometime soon this year.
Well, yeah. Vault Wars, Oklahoma Open, Flying Monkey. Pick one of them. Show up. Dylan's only going to make it to Vault Wars, so if you don't want to see him, don't.
Still trying to figure out a way to use this damn golden ticket. I finally freaking managed.
You gotta go to Spain, bro.
I would love to. The price tag and the timing is kind of awful.
Yeah, it's the biggest thing, man. It's the time,
man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the 1 year they move it out of the country. They knew. The bastards knew.
Yeah, and you might get a second ticket if you do what you say you're going to.
No, we win in that shit. Teams, we're winning it.
I'm ready to see like Gateway or one of the St. Louis teams just stomp you into the ground.
Already, dude. I'll be paying attention. I want to see who wins this shit. I didn't even know about it, but I'm going to talk some shit. I'll be the observer this time, you know.
Get in touch with Dawn and see if you can't come be the YouTube commentator for us.
Oh God, I would pay for that.
I can't leave Texas right now, man. With my work, I wish I could. One day, dude. One day I'll just quit and play War. That's all I'll do, you know.
Real professionally. All right. Well, we'll call it there. You guys have a good night.
Yeah, you too, man.
Bye.
You know.
So, technical difficulties aside, it's all Dylan's fault. This is what he gets for wearing booty shorts, and you cannot change my mind.
It is always Dylan's fault, no matter what, dude.
Always. We've got Gavin here. We are going to talk about the Team Worlds event, and spoiler: Team USA won 2 years in a row now. So
yeah, it's pretty good, dude.
Me and Dylan were right. Our predictions that Team USA would come out with the W. Can't be happier.
I appreciate that, having confidence. I don't know. The confidence came and went multiple times during the prep because that's the nature of prep. But I'm glad that everybody, you know, back home was, you know, believed in us and was super excited about it. It's cool to see everybody talking in the Discord as you're playing. So you go into a time warp when you're at Worlds. Like, you don't see anything else besides what's in that room until you get out of that room. So I get out of that room at like 8 o'clock. And I take a look at the Discord, and everyone's all happy, like, "Oh, Team America's 4-0, beat Denmark." So that was cool to see.
But man, Denmark was one of those ones I would have been worried playing against. They got a lot of good players there.
I never worried, man. You guys had the nature of like the really good teams, aside from Belgium, who have their own style of playing, but all of the really good teams kind of play. It's really tight with all of the rules, but the person that you're playing is always an absolute pleasure to play against. I love playing against him, and it's like I'll play 10 GTs to get a game like I get against like Poland or Denmark. You know, I'll have to go through 50 games at a GT to get a game like that where both players are super informed and know what's going on during the table, and it's, you know, it's like almost like a dance, right? And I really enjoy that aspect of Worlds. It's one of my favorite parts of it. So
a ton of fun watching it too. The stream was the announcers weren't so friendly to you guys, but the streams themselves were pretty good.
But they're European; they got to cheer for their people, dude. I get it. But that Iron Jaws player jammed all of his shit turn one. It's like, well, they're gonna have to, you know, play really hard and hope a few things go my way. I was hoping that it would be a little bit of an offset charge because he had a bunch of 12s to make on 3 dice. Mm-hmm. But when he got his whole army in combat, I was like, well, this is going to be, you know, take a turn longer than I thought it would to dig out of that. But it was still a really fun game. Rasmus is a great opponent, so.
Super fun stream for everybody who didn't see it live. It's on the Hops and Drops, Hops and Stops, something like that on YouTube. I'll find a link and toss it in.
Sounds
Yeah.
like I need to go watch that because that sounds awesome.
It was a really fun game. I turned it on to watch the beginning, and then came back 15 minutes later, and there was no Nurgle and a million Iron Jaws on the wrong side of the field.
It just slowly melted away, but just ran out of turns on that one. It's on Noxus, so the last turn's really harsh on your scoring.
Mhm.
So I think I lost by like 30 points, but I wound up tabling him. It just because of he got everything in on turn one instead of just like 3/5 of his stuff or half of his stuff. It like it put a lot of strain on Nurgle's ability to do damage, which they don't have a lot of at the moment. But
Yeah.
did the best I could with what I had, and luckily I had like 3 or 4 other people on my team really
Real big.
blow out their opponents, so we wound up with a pretty good result against Denmark.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
What was it? Leo, who had that Stormcast list.
Yeah, Leo, he's great.
I don't think me or Dylan knew what was going on with that because it was like
Yeah,
those
until
aren't
I
the
found a
normal
keyword that I had
Paladors.
missed on the freaking
No,
Paladors. Yeah.
strikes first. This is a
Hmm.
pretty good one, yeah.
Pretty good trick to have.
Yeah,
And he's played almost every war scroll in that book, and I think he played 3 mirrors at that event.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just
One
ran
of
them over.
one of them was that round, and he just had a better understanding of the matchup. And that list is very powerful when it gets into the right mission and the right army. So he was
Yeah.
great. He won all of his games, and he was one of our best performers for the whole weekend. So
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looked like looking through. We did 3 hours or however many episodes of friggin' list review for every team.
wow,
Y'all's was
Yeah.
one. Yeah, tell me about it.
that's
It was,
sick.
Yeah,
we
y'all's
hated
was one of
ourselves a little.
the comps that like even just looking at it from the composition side seemed to be doing a lot of things that everybody else wasn't. Um, we'd love to hear whatever thoughts you're able to give us on that without spilling state secrets or whatever.
Well, it's not really a secret. Most of the time, like successful formulas aren't. If you
Hmm.
can just look at it, like the lists are designed to have
Hmm.
the ability to have 6 blockers and 2 matchups where we really think we're going to get a lot of points
Hmm.
minimum. And that's year to year, that's the same every year.
Hmm.
You can't have one of your armies have so many weaknesses that it's going to bottom out and bleed 50 or 60 points in a matchup.
Hmm.
And you need to have the ability to have greens so you can push an advantage during
Hmm.
pairings. And then you also have to have an ability to cover all the maps. I think one of the things that separate us a lot from other teams is that we focused more on maps than I think other teams did. I think a lot of teams focused a lot on army to army matchup. And there
Hmm.
were some missions in this GHB. Like, I'm okay talking about this now because we're going to have a
Hmm.
new GHB stack, right?
Hmm.
But there's some missions like, what's the 4? Is that rolling routes? Where there's just 4, there's 4, one in each quarter of the table. Like, that's a flat mission. You can take a really strong army and put it into a weak army, and you're still going to probably get a pretty flat result because all you have to do is stand still and not die.
Hmm.
And
Especially with the battle tactic cards they could take.
right, and so like that as it compares to Noxious Nexus, where you have to fight for the middle of the board to score any points. That's something I would consider a harsher scoring mission. And so when you get an army advantage on a harsh mission, it's like an exponential factor, right?
Hmm.
Like you get the army advantage that your opponent has to interact with, and so that's what you really want. You want to have army advantage, and then you want those armies to have to interact with each other to produce a big result. Because if you have a mission where you don't have to interact, it doesn't matter what the advantage is because I can just run from you and you can beat me by 15. But if I get the same matchup between those two armies on a map where there's forced interaction, that covers itself, right? Like, because my army wins by 50, yours wins by 15. That's plus 35.
Hmm.
And that's the idea. So,
Yeah, I like it. It looked like it worked pretty well for at least 5 out of the 6 rounds. Australia
this is
looked like some
tight.
stuff went a little bit tight there. Yeah, even watching the stream, there was on 3 of the games they were showing like 3 or 4 rolls would have changed that by about 20, 30 points.
Yeah, so we had 3 matchups that we were kind of worried about. I should have been able to hold that Lumineth player to about 10 points less of a win. I failed a 3-inch charge to fail a Tune 2.
Oh no.
And then I lost a priority. So there was like about 10 points worth of spread there that I lost that I didn't anticipate. And then Roush was playing against Doc. He had a lot of success against Doc through the whole tournament. We knew it was kind of flippy, but we believed in his ability to produce like a 10 to 15 point win. And he had some dice not go his way. He lost by, I think, like 8 points. And then Fred's game, we were comfortable in that he would at least be a close game, even if the dice didn't go his way.
Look down here and you'll see Brett on a different team, captaining his own band of misfits.
Yep. And you'll see that my wife is on my team.
Hell yeah.
Dude. You got to get the family battle here, where you got to put your kid down. You can't let him win, dude. You cannot let that kid win this early. You gotta.
He will do better.
Not this early.
In tournaments than me, but he will not beat me straight up yet.
Another couple real good teams coming out of Springfield.
It's like a huge event. Then it's like over 100
Yeah.
people.
I think Don's running it. He was saying that other than Worlds, this is the largest teams event.
Yeah.
Now that he's gotten it up to 14 teams.
Yeah, it's really big. I think that Tomos gets real big too. Their team's of 5, so it might be smaller than this one.
I think just by a little, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hell, I didn't even know that. Chase is even out of retirement to play.
Yeah. We were really trying to pull people out.
He's like a realtor now or something, dude. That's awesome. That's a sweet dude too. I love Chase.
He's a good dude, yeah.
He's such
I think he was helping run it last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, should be a really fun time. Last year it was great. Love to see teams taking off, especially the bigger formats, like 3s, 5s, the 4-man team. Like all those are fun, but 8, especially
8's always the right number, like for the game, because there's like about 20 something armies in the game total, and that's about as far as you can go. Well, the armies remain competitive enough to like pair and do stuff with, because like the bottom half of the game at any given time is usually dead, right? Like, you just have armies that suck. But 8, you can find 8 really good armies in Age of Sigmar at any given time. So,
and there's enough variance now. First freaking Masters you and I did for Texas, like there was almost every freaking team comp looked the same at the beginning of the edition. There was like maybe 1 or 2 army differences.
Always at its most heinous, dude. When it like GHB comes out, like here's a 150 point fucking hex race, dude. Have fun. You'll all have the same chance of winning. Like, okay, cool. And then you got the like, dude. That's the happiest I've ever seen Chris in my life. Is when he was 40 hex race into his opponent's zone. He was so happy.
And then turned around and did it again. Absolute terrorist.
Every game, he's so happy.
Oh, there he is. That's who I was looking for. Your other Adepticon opponent, old Walker.
He's still playing
the Chorfs. Yep, he is one of the few people doing well with them too.
That dude's good too. Like he's like got a good mind for the game. I think he started pretty late, so he's still getting. You guys see, like you just have to get multiple GHBs before you like really start to understand the game deeply. But he's already got a really good handle on it. Absolutely.
Like I've only been out here a year now, and just even that short amount of time, seeing the development of the like community that the guys are building out here is insane. And most of it is this batch right here in the St. Louis area, at least. There's every group over here is coming from a different spot, and they're all doing the same great work in community building.
Yeah, we went from 9 events between Arkansas, Kansas, Oklahoma, Nebraska, and Missouri last year, and this previous year for the season that we do, we had 18 events.
Yes, I would double.
Yeah, we doubled events in the year. And I think we're on track to have over 20 events this next year.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I gotta like make it out to one, I guess.
Hell yeah.
Like,
Well,
coming up with like excuses like my plane catching on fire when it lands and shit, which
We-
is like a real thing that happened, bro. I was like sitting in the airport waiting, like, oh my god.
Should have just drove.
Yeah, I
Texas
guess.
is a giant state or anything.
yeah. Some real good ones if we want to plug a couple of the bigger ones coming up here
Flying
and
Monkey
pressure
and,
Gavin a little bit more. In August 8th and 9th, we got Gateway Open, really big one up in St. Louis. Jeff Nauman.
That's the same weekend as Tomo's event, man. So
Sweet. Well, don't worry, we got more. Flying Monkey, September 12th to 13th is up there.
That's one that Flying Monkey's been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
What's his? Jeremy Lefebvre speaks really highly of that.
Mm-hmm.
He's won it a few times.
Yeah, I imagine that's why he likes it so much. So maybe that'll be one that I could make. Maybe
Vault Wars, October 24, 25, the one your plane decided to kill itself for last year. Super, super fun event over in Springfield.
Yep.
Big ol' Oklahoma Open, Chase is running in November.
Yeah, he always messaged me too. He's like, "Come on, man."
He's already signed up. And Axton just went 4-1 at Taxman.
That's awesome.
He bodied poor Matt Taylor in the
Hastings as Caleb's kid, huh?
Yeah. He did that to me too last year.
He's a wee little lad, dude. I remember like walking around and shit.
Now he's like, him and my son play almost at like every event. Like we almost always grudge each other at this point. And my son has not got him yet, but he was close this year.
Hell, I haven't got him yet. Kid is going to be a frill terror in a couple of years.
Yeah, maybe that Oklahoma Open too. That's one that's close enough to where I could like. When is it? September, you say? Yeah.
September
and November.
Oklahoma is 14 to 15.
Okay. Yeah, September. That's one that I could do. It's the summertime kills me too. Like
schools are out and they're like, fix my AC. It's hot.
It gets hot here, man, and people are like, they don't like being hot. So
weird.
Just working as I got back off a plane. Like my flight got delayed, so I got home at like Tuesday at like 2:00. I was in airports from. I got up at 3:00 in the morning on Monday to get a bus to go to the airport, and I stayed in airports until I got home on Tuesday at 2 in the afternoon. Like an 8-hour time difference. And then I woke up and worked 3 14-hour days in a row.
Jesus.
So
that's champ shit right there.
I'm just like enjoying sitting on my ass not doing a damn thing this weekend.
Bosses didn't even care that you're a world champ. Like, no.
I slowly found out, like, Brian's like, I work with Brian Lofton, and so he knows, and he's like, he's all excited about the game. He wants to see Brian Lofton out to a couple of these events, dude. But
hell yeah, is he finally getting back in?
Yeah, he's finally done like crying about how much he hates the game. I think he's Doc and Ogres are good, so he's like, what? The Doc and Ogres? I got those. Like, yeah, man, fucking dust them off.
Yeah, they're good and fun. It's not just like, here's my cancer.
But he's a great guy. I don't know. Did you ever get to talk with Brian at all, Brett?
I don't know.
Probably not. Like he's been out.
You would remember him.
2 years. He's Georgia hat with fucking chaw, always chewing on some skull.
I don't recognize him.
And just uppity hillbilly. He's like one of my favorite people. That's like my big brother, dude. I love that guy. And like,
great dude.
I've been sad for 2 years because he won't play no more, but now he's talking about playing. So maybe
hell yeah,
the world will be graced with Brian Lofton's presence again.
Yeah, bring him to Monkey and then bring him to the Oklahoma Open.
Yeah, we'll see. It's probably gonna be one of them. I only got so much time, but I'll try to make it out to one for sure. Which one do y'all recommend out of those two?
Out of Oklahoma and which one?
Flying Monkey. Which one? What should Gavin do?
Ugh.
Monkey's like in my backyard, so I know all the stuff around here. And then
Mm.
like I love going to Flying Monkey because it's a 30-minute drive from my house.
Yeah.
But I'm also the crazy guy who goes to the Oklahoma Open, and then I drive back home, and it's about a 2-hour drive. So I spend 4 hours each day on the event driving.
Getting up at like 5 in the morning and shit. That's
No,
crazy.
I leave my house at like 7, and then I get there at like 8:40, and it's like
Just
easy.
put the dice down.
But
Those 9 o'clock starts are nice at tournaments. There's some
Yeah.
for a while there. People were trying to start them at like 7:30 and shit.
Ugh.
oh, that's
Making
sleeping.
making everybody mad, dude. All the drinkers mad. Just they're like, nah, I can't be bothered with this shit, dude. You lucky you got me to play one day.
Uh, it's really hard to say because um, they're they're really different, but they're the same. Like
Mm. Which one's bigger?
right now, Monkey is still bigger.
I see.
They usually get around 60-ish players,
Mm.
and I think Oklahoma was around 50.
Okay, it's still about the same. I like them internet points, because I ain't going up there to lose. You know what I mean? Like, so
It,
fair play. Like, y'all got a lot of strong players. I get beat, but like,
yeah, and
I'm
then
trying to
like
win that shit.
Monkey pulls in the Colorado crowd. I believe it's Thomas Burgett with Weak Infectant. He comes down frequently.
Let's talk with Thomas some.
Yeah. So a lot of good players come from Monkey. A lot of, Tyler, he came up for Oklahoma.
Yeah, I think he was telling me he keeps promising he lives in Romania now,
Yeah.
but he says he's gonna fly back and start playing again. So we'll see. But he's like
Hell
in a
yeah.
fight camp. He's a psychopath.
Oh, is he getting back into that too?
Oh yeah, he's on.
Good for him.
Already, it's Absolute or something up there is where the gym is in Romania. And
Sick.
Budapest, I think is the name of the city. I don't know. He tells me shit, and I remember it sometimes.
Did you talk about see you while you were overseas for Worlds?
Yeah, he couldn't leave the country because he's like on a probationary period
Hmm.
or something. Like I think they have that in Romania where you have to stay in the country for a certain amount
For a while,
of
yeah.
time. But he was gonna he kept talking about it, and then he last second because he doesn't plan anything. So he tried to do it last second, and then he's like, they won't let me leave the country. I'm like, oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, he's also got a fairly little one there.
Yeah.
He's trying
Yeah,
to get.
little daughter, man. Fucking, like,
Yep.
I think she was born as soon as they moved, basically. So that's
Mhm.
probably like 3-4 months old now.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Jesus.
All the fun.
Uh,
God, I can barely remember mine being that little at this point. He's 13 at this point, and it's like, oh God, where did the last 13 years go?
yeah, it just keeps going faster and faster, man. But,
So, you going back for Worlds next year?
I was like on the fence about it, but I've got, Noah is going to be captain of Team America this year, and Noah's like one of the best friends I've got in this hobby. It's like family to me, and he's in my ear, and it's like could win 3 in a row. It's
Hell
looking
yeah.
pretty likely. Probably yes, barring some crazy thing, right? Like overpromise, but I'm almost all the way back in for another year. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Gotta have another. Gotta have a better showing personally, don't you? Well, the
Yeah,
team.
well, that's the role. That was the role this year. I was hoping to perform better than I did, but like we knew going in that like that my colors reflected it in coding. We have like a red, green, yellow matrix that we do, and like we knew based on that Nurgle was going to get bust the whole tournament just to create openings for the other armies in our comp. But and I don't mind playing that role. like probably prefer that to playing like the armies that are supposed to score 40 or 50 point wins, because I'm better. I think I'm better at scraping like in a loss or like in an even matchup than I am at like putting a lot of pressure on my opponent to get more points. I tend to like ease up a little bit when I'm up by like 30. You know, it's hard for me to stay locked in when I'm winning a game by a whole lot of points. It takes like a certain mindset, and I think that we have the right players in that role. So
Yeah, that's probably a special kind of skill you got to get someone used into really just hammering that score.
yeah, you got to have people that are, you know, the sadists, dude, that like putting the pain on people. You know, like
Like, I'm going to score my 80 points and I'm going to smile the whole time while you get 20.
whatever
Yeah.
that word is, dude. I promise I went to college.
Why are you still on roofs then?
Yeah, right.
I keep telling people, and it's like, why am I here? And it's like, oh, I made poor life choices.
Hey, same.
I enjoy my job, dude. I get to be alone. You know, there's only so much of people that I can tolerate.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so being by myself is usually a good thing. But then I go to these tournaments.
Put
It's
some
good.
headphones in, get some music, listen to a podcast or two, and message this guy all the time. It's like, hey, what do I do about this list? And no, don't do that. Don't take 3 hydras to.
Like, why do you have 3 hydras, bro? Like, it's a Legends War scroll.
Don't ask me. It's funny.
Like, if you got them, play them. But like all these people going and buying those things, like, come
Oh
on.
no. I did buy the Doc commemorative model today, and I'm thinking about getting that approved as an assassin.
That'd be sick. So what are you playing in cities? We like glazed over that at the beginning. You got like a cog for it or no?
So right now I'm running the cog fort with the gallants, and so like fighting twice at damage 3. And Yorvin's like, oh, we're gonna teleport them out of combat so your opponent can't hit you back, and the marshal's giving them fight twice, so they'll just pile back in.
I see.
Because the cog fort counts them as charged, gives them +1 damage, but because you don't use a charged ability, the gallants get +1 attacks and +1 damage.
I see.
So it's like it's really stupid work.
It's really funny cheese.
Yeah.
It's all good, dude.
People
Smoke
are like,
them if you got them, dude. Because you know people love complaining about shit like that. Nobody likes fun in this game, so there's probably a shelf life for it.
oh, there's definitely, because Yorvin's dumb because he can pull a guy 12 inches in front of him and pull him 12 inches behind him in that move. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
All
Why?
That's funny.
rules, man, that crazy movement rules. That's the biggest change between the old style books and the new style. Is like
Yeah.
the movement's so much different.
Yeah.
Than these
Yeah,
new books.
They have an artifact that says, pick a point on the map, teleport to a hero within 18 inches, then teleport that hero to the point. Both of these heroes are still allowed to move. And it says, this is an exception to the core rules.
I see.
And
Perfect, dude.
yes, this is not a once per game artifact. It is every turn.
Mm-hmm. Balance.
Yeah, why have core rules when you can just break them shits? Be like, actually,
Yeah.
them, you know.
Much funnier when you can do this.
Yes. It is going to be very fun to do because I don't want people to have fun while I'm getting.
That's fair enough. It gets in the way of your fun, dude. Prioritize.
It's like, I'm going to use my fort. It's going to roll 66. I'm going to get 11 attacks, but I'm going to have fun throwing them. It's
like that. Watching Shadow Queen, like, oh, I get blood right here, blood right there, and like the model just keeps moving, and you're like, this is so fucking
So
stupid.
much fun.
This is so fucking stupid.
So much fun.
Like my army moves 4 once, man. Sometimes I roll real good on my run roll, and I move twice as far as I normally do. And this bitch just moved like 6 times, dude. Like, what is this?
Before I got my turn. Before I got to my movement phase.
Yeah,
So
like,
much
all right.
fun. Oh, and why not fight twice too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like,
I guess we're playing the same game.
yeah. I'm here to score points. You're to stop me from doing that. Who's going to have to stop doing it?
A lot more fun than the asymmetric balance is what drew me to the game originally. So it reminds me a lot of like that late second edition, early third edition, where all the armies did crazy shit, and it was like on you to figure out how to make your crazy shit more strong than your opponent's crazy shit. Whereas like the last probably like 18 months before that, like the game had gotten pretty dull because everything did the same shit, and there's like 3 armies that just did it better, and that it's more balanced, but it's not as fun as doing like wild stuff.
My son is still upset that the Stegodon Engine of the Gods lost Priest. Stupid bubble boom.
I remember that, dude. You tell me about the old sins of that book when it came out.
Fuck that book.
That book was so good, so fun. Rolling like 9 dice for CP and giving stuff crit mortal and crit auto wound and making 40 skinks kill anything in the game. So fun. I love that book.
I even missed the 3rd edition book. I was like, oh, these are new models. I want this. And then the index came and it's like, oh, I'll still have fun stuff. And we're like, 0 fun, no nodes, no nothing. And I'm like, I guess I'm playing Storm.
Like the new Croak model when that book when it came out with the Croak model was fine. But the book before that still like one of my favorite books that they ever wrote.
Yeah, I remember you doing war crimes with that.
That and that old Living Cities book, dude. That old Cities book. That was one of my favorite books they ever wrote. Where you had coalition rules, bro. Fucking people don't know. People don't know about coalition rules anymore.
We should bring them back.
I was like getting ready to start buying into Living Cities and stuff, and then they announced the new models for cities.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, we're gonna give them orders too that you hide," and I'm like, "I want that. That sounds fun."
God, that Cities book was so much fun. I am still butthurt. We got fucking 6 months to play with it.
Yeah. And the new edition comes out, and it's like I lost my orders. And I was upset. I didn't even play cities for like a full. I was like, nope, not doing it. Can't make me. And then they're like, hey, Command Core 140 points. Excuse me while I come back to this fun unit.
Yeah. The game just keeps going, dude. Around and around it goes, It's always some fun, cool shit going on. So.
Yeah. I'm just glad we're out of that stupid, like, start of the index because it was like, hey, here's your $60 book with some new lore, and we're going to put it to have the same rules. And it's like, I don't want that. I want new stuff.
Yeah, you got like any of that heavy cavalry that does 10 million damage? Oh, your book ain't got it? Well, your book don't get to play. Right.
Have 3 different scrolls that just teleport for free? Oh, I guess you're not scoring these scouting points.
Yeah, see you in 6 months, dude. Well, the Hexwraith players, it's Hexwraith time now, dude. The time of fun Age of Sigmar is over. The time of the Hexwraith. It's upon us.
Isn't there like a graph that's like when KO, Nighthaunt, and I think there's like Zinch are all like the top armies, the game's at its least fun?
Not for the Nighthaunt player.
Not for those players, but like, this isn't fun anymore.
Terrible.
I don't know. I had fun with 40 Hexwraiths. I thought it was perfectly balanced, and we should definitely do that some more.
Because you're insane and actually have it. I just now.
Well, that was what was bad about it. Is you needed like a weekend to paint them shits. You needed like a cavalry model. Like it's a ghost, bro. I painted it like in 6 hours. Hee XD. Now I've got a tournament army. Like okay, nice, perfect. I got to watch all this like shittily painted fucking Nighthaunt run the game I love. Like terrible.
So much fun for like a week, and then I went back to Soulblight because it was actual rules and interactions and like things did things.
Yeah. It is. I mean, it's fun. It's fun to have like the super mega gas every once in a while, you know. But like the game's at its best what I think the game is trending towards now is when the game is at its best, and that's when everybody has cool shit going on. So you don't have to go buy whatever army to be competitive. You can kind of just play the shit that you want to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Real interested to see what they do with this GHB to bring some of the older books in line with that. It's like we've been trending with more points, especially for the older books lately. I hope that's not the only answer that we get. Some more season-specific rules would be pretty cool to see, especially for some of the books that, like, my main problem with most of the old books hasn't even been, like, general power or anything. It's the enhancements and ways to flavorize your army and make it yours between sub-factions and heroic traits items. There's just, in so many books, not a choice to make. There's, like, one that costs you 20 points, and that's cool. And then there's all of these really terrible ones. Just more options, more
honestly,
gooder.
I think Cities was like the first one that I've seen that's given you 3 good artifacts, 3 good traits, and like 3 to 4 good factions. It's like, oh, I can strip wards wholly within 12 of my guys. I can give myself a 6-up wholly within 12. I can. The last one's what, the teleport? It's like all those are good. It's like
yeah,
and you get
Dog's
extra
like
attacks.
Like,
Yeah, it's like the last few books have
sub factions are real good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dylan just says some of them are more greedy than the other ones, and
in particular, the one where when all your models are contesting an objective, you can't be shot. It's not very powerful right now because of the obscuring rules, but that shit gonna go away in the GHB.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they showed off that one map, and it's like I don't see any obscuring on that at all. And it's like it's time for that Godbreaker cannon to
start doing some work.
Yeah.
Because that was like this edition had like the frustrating combination of like lots of obscuring, the ability to make everything obscuring, and then a lot of maps with where you hold 2 objectives, you score 80% of the primary scoring, and then a bunch of set battle tactics that like did not encourage you to interact with your opponent's army. So all of that together made a pretty like dull GHB. I think it was balanced scoring wise, but I think that they realized that they made some mistakes, and they're going to do. I have a lot of hope for this next GHB. I think it's going to be a really good one. So
I have a lot more hope now with the different design team in.
Yeah,
it's like try not to put no blame on nobody, dude. Like, people don't like it when you say mean things about them. So, you know.
Well, I'm happy to say mean things about specific people.
Auxiliary. All it took was a few spawns of Trotec.
Yeah, one list. Like
one list.
Yeah, and it's at least they're changing it. You know, like you need to change or die in a war game, right? Like you see, even really well-made war games, if they don't change fast enough, just like there's a million startups.
Yeah,
with like the bones of a million startups that are long gone, and Age of Sigmar keeps going, and Games Workshop keeps going because they have the ability to change their game so quickly. So, I mean, like the game, wait a little bit, it'll be different.
Yeah, you don't like it? Wait 3 months, we'll get a balance update.
Yeah, just paint something until then.
Yeah,
do a hobby army.
That's my wolf army. It's gonna look mediocre, but I'll love it. All right. Anything else we want to catch on before I lose power again? Because they fell in my backyard and tried to take out my power line.
We live in a third world country, dude. It's all good.
In Kansas, that's pretty much a third world country.
Yeah. No, it's cool. Thanks for having me on, man. Like, it was a lot of fun. Like, think and talk about the game. It was fun to talk to you guys. I'd seen y'all a little bit, so.
Yeah. Hell yeah, buddy. Hopefully get to see you sometime soon this year.
Well, yeah. Vault Wars, Oklahoma Open, Flying Monkey, Pick one of them. Show up. Dylan's only going to make it to Vault Wars, so if you don't want to see him, don't.
Still trying to figure out a way to use this damn golden ticket. I finally freaking managed.
You gotta go to Spain, bro.
I would love to. The price tag and the timing is kind of awful.
Yeah, it's the biggest thing, man. It's the time, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the
It's
one
a
year
scene.
they move it out of the country. They knew. The bastards knew.
Yeah, and you might get a second ticket if you do what you say you're going to.
If? No, we win in that shit. Teams. We're winning it.
I'm ready to just see like Gateway or one of the St. Louis teams just stomp you into the ground.
Already, dude. I'll be paying attention. I want to see who wins this shit. I didn't even know about it, but I'm going to talk some shit. I'll be the observer this time, you know?
Get in touch with Dawn and see if you can't come be the YouTube commentator for us.
Oh, God, I would pay for that.
I can't leave Texas right now, man. With my work, I wish I could. One day, dude. One day I'll just quit and play War. That's all I'll do, you know.
Real professionally. All right. Well, we'll call it there. You guys have a good night.
You too, man.
Bye.
But the dice didn't go his way in such a way that he wound up losing by like 25 or 30. Mm-hmm. So all those little things, when you're with like a really closely matched even opponent, like 10 points from my game, probably 15 to 20 points from Roush's game, and then another 15 to 20 points from Fred's game, that totals up to about 50 to 60 points. And that's all the margin you're going to be able to produce against a really strong team like Australia. So
yeah,
it worked out because Poland clutched up for us, dude.
Yeah, they did.
I bought all of Denmark beers afterwards because
you needed them to also do good against Poland.
Yeah, and it was so. I think their round was super close, but Poland wound up pulling it out in such a way that we wound up with the best spread in the 5-1 bracket. So very happy to repeat. Very proud of the team that I was on this year. So
hell yeah, bunch of really good ones this year. Just an all-star team.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. These like the people that come up, like Walter. I don't think had played Age of Sigmar 2 or 3 years ago, and like to see him go from not playing to the player he is today is great growth. Fred's the same way. Like, I mean, these new guys, they're good, man. Like you see some familiar names, but like all these new guys coming up are also like
absolutely. Fred wasn't anywhere for up until what 2-3 years ago.
Yeah,
and, Walter, I remember playing in 22 when it was the first time I met him.
Yeah, and great guys. Like that's like the most important thing. I think that's what we prioritize first when we pick the team is that you have to have a good attitude and be a good person, you know, because I think that's really important when we're playing a game for no money where we have to be like trapped in front of each other for 3 hours. It'd be cool if like we liked each other, you know.
Yeah, that makes a big difference, especially when you're probably sharing hotels rooms and really stuck in with people. It's like, well, if I don't like you, I'm going to be very miserable.
Yeah, well, it's like such a small community, right? Like word gets around, you can't be that guy for very long, and it's just I take a lot of pride in being a part of a community that self-polices like ours does, like where we really want, you know, these events that we all spend all this money and time and effort to go to be worth it when we get there, right? Like you want to be happy when you're there. You don't want to be like sad when you get there. Then why would you do it? You could stay home and be sad and spend no money, right? So
yeah, it was a pretty refreshing time not hearing of any nonsense coming from a couple of those teams this year, like there was last year.
Yeah,
at least none of the dramas escaped, if there was any.
No, there was not any drama that I can think of. It was probably the best Worlds that I've been a part of in that regard. Like the new France team, Spoon's done a great job of finding people that fit the same kind of mold that we look for. I think that's going to be a really strong team going forward. There's just always some growing pains when you
Yeah.
turn that many people over. They had 8 completely new
Yeah.
players, I think, and it's
They
like
still look pretty
Poland.
good for that. Yeah.
And I can't, and I don't. Team America nor myself can take credit for that. I think Denmark was really the first team to push that as the standard, and it's like that's what we took. Our blueprint is built off of what we saw Denmark do. I'd like to think that we've made improvements to it, but they're the gold standard and always will be of sportsmanship and how you play the game, how you approach the game. And love playing those guys. So
Yeah. So let's go into the matches a little bit. It was what, round one against Switzerland?
yeah, Switzerland. I think I played their Daughters of Cain player.
You did play
Yeah,
their Daughters of Cain player.
yeah, Anthony Scar, dude. And so I think this round we all got dubs. Their coach was really sad because he had a blue and a red pin for scores, and he was going to use the blue pin for winning scores. And every time a game would come in, he'd be like, "I still haven't used the blue pin." So, but they're all those guys. They're all sweethearts. I think they wound up doing fairly well. They got like 18th place, I think, went 3-3.
Nice.
So, which is an improvement on what they placed last year, and which is all you can really look
Love to
for as
see.
a team. Yeah, for sure. And I think in general, the bottom half of the tournament this year was much more competitive too. Like we didn't, there was no team. I think every team won a round, and there was like a lot of competitive rounds throughout the tournament. You didn't see a lot of blowouts from any matchups really. So
Especially after the first initial opening round, there wasn't really any major glaring ones that I saw standing out.
yeah, and that was a cool way to pair it too. The groupings they did, and I don't know if they plan on expanding on that at all. I don't think they need to because I think what it was supposed to address was they had a few like teams that were on the podium play each other a couple years in a row, and I think that they really didn't want that to happen this year. So it was successful in that, and I think it set the tournament up for really good progression after the first round too.
Yeah, I liked pretty much, again, this from the outside looking in. I liked everything about that other than the defending champs not being in the top bracket. That was the weird
No,
part
it's
from us
okay.
watching outside.
Yeah, I think they did an aggregate of the last 3 years of placing. So we had like an 11th in there being a real stinker. So
I
it
was
put us
gonna,
in the second group. We got the back-to-back ones now, though. We're slowly getting rid of those black marks, So
'cause I think it was two. It would have been like 2 years ago. I think you guys like swung for the fence to try and like sneak into like top three, and it was like a win would have put you there, but a loss would have just tanked you, and it didn't go your way. Is what I heard.
yeah, exactly. So that was the last year of the old scoring standard, which was just total points. So you could eclipse teams that had more round wins than you by just running up the score. So we were in like a stack. You could probably find the standings for it, but I think from third to 11th place there was like 30 or 40 points of differential, like between third place and us. And we tried to get big points against Germany, and we didn't do it, and we wound up being wherever it is we wound up there. I don't like to think about that one. That's that's it's not a fond memory, but
Yeah. So how many years have you been a part of Worlds now?
so I think 2022 is the first year I was a part of the prep. I wound up having a drop because of some stuff that happened in my personal life in like the February that year. But since 22, I've either been like a part of the team and gone to Worlds or just gone to Worlds. That was last year was the fourth time I'd played at Worlds. So long
Well,
time. 5 years. It's like short and long at the same time, right? When you think about it, it doesn't seem like it's been 5 years, but
it moves so fast
yeah,
because
for sure.
yeah, like I started playing the game 5 years ago. My son
Mm.
was 8 when we started playing. He is 13 now, and he's a menace. And I
Yeah.
can't wait for Dylan to play him someday and realize that a little 13-year-old may not have the best tactics, but my God, will he roll every 5-up he needs to just not die?
Just roll good.
Yeah, he
Easy.
just rolls good.
Yeah, your son and Dylan looking eye to eye,
Yeah, they'll be eye to eye, and he'll be wearing long shorts that would go up to Dylan's thigh.
Yeah. It is crazy to think about. 8 years nice playing, gets along with you. That's super cool that you get to take your kid around to tournaments, though. It's a
Yeah.
great way to spend quality time.
Oh, I love it. He yeah, he spent the first hour of a day 2 tournament talking to Tristan, asking how to beat the second Sylvaneth player he had to play. And I have not seen him put that much effort into a prep of a match. Like he's asked Dylan for advice, and he's asked me, but he went up and he spent an hour asking about every like little detail he could, and it was like he might finally be on that path where he's like, I'm gonna lock in, and I'm gonna get
That's awesome,
4-1
man.
or 5-0 before Dad.
That's awesome, dude.
So
Love hearing that.
Just got to stop paying for his tickets. That'll solve that problem.
I don't want to do that. I like going to events, unlike
This
someone else
round,
who only goes to like 3 a year.
and that little green text underneath my name, dude, it says win. That's the last time that I got that for this whole tournament, dude. I was
This is the only round you won.
the bus boy for the rest of the time, dude. Some of them got pretty ugly too. If we're gonna go round to round,
We're going round and round, and we're going to let you show us.
Highlight that one every time.
no. But
Yeah,
so Anthony was great. So the difference I played because I played Doc in round 2. The difference in this round was that when he crashed in, I was able to make a counter charge with the Sloven Knights and tag Marathi with fight last, and Marathi wound up dying in his turn. So that was a really big swing in this game. It was on a map that was favorable for him, but we were comfortable pushing it to that map because of the matchups that we got across the board with the other rounds. I mean, you see like Fred won 74-19, Roush won 78-29. Like those really big results like that make it because the overall plan was to take the elf armies of the other teams. It's mostly just elves, right? Like Doc, Sylvaneth, and then a couple teams had like some Iron Jaws and Ogres that can also produce harsh results, and we need to neutralize those so we can get favorable matchups into their armies that we think we can take advantage of on certain maps. So with Doc, we wanted to even pushing it onto Creeping Corruption is where I think we played. We were comfortable that I could hold the differential, and at this game it worked. I had some dice go my way. Anthony's a great opponent, really fun to play. I think it's like his second or third time he's been at Worlds to play for Switzerland. I got his jersey, swapped with him. So
How many different jerseys did you end up with?
this year I had 8, and I've got a whole closet full of those things, dude. I probably have like 50 jerseys. Like half, I have more jerseys than I have real clothes in my closet. So it's eventually I want to turn them into like a big, like almost like a blanket that I lay over my Age of Sigmar table, like almost like a mat, right? That's what I'd like to use it for.
Turn it into a champion's cape. Walk
Yeah,
with that.
it could do that too. Yeah. All kinds of cool stuff, but
So, yeah, round 2 was against Serbia, and that's went a lot different.
yeah, this is the ugly Doc game. So I failed the counter charge and lost to Prio. And I hadn't played Natasha yet, but I talked with her in passing, and she's a great opponent too. I'm going to keep saying that about all my opponents. They're all fantastic people, very fun to play. And so I failed that counter charge and lost the priority, and Natasha took advantage. And there were some spiky rolls on some like critical breakpoints where a few of her units were able to get free instead of being tagged with like 3 or 4 box wretches, which is a lot of the how that list was designed to operate was to keep you in combat with box wretches, right? So when those units fold a turn earlier, it lets those units move into parts of my army that I don't want you to get into, right? And that's what happened in that game. And I think about turn 3 is when I was like at critical mass of models left, and I was just scrambling for points. But the as you see again, the plan worked. We had a few matchups break really good in our direction. In particular, I think Tom Guan versus Benji um, on Noxious is where they played. I think Tom really ran the score up in that one, which was big for a round differential. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only while watching again from the outside, the only one that was a weird result here was Ronya into Jeremy. I would not have expected, even with as many wounds as she brought, for that to stand up to Jeremy's dock.
yeah, like we felt good about the matchup because that was a matchup we got to choose at the back end of the pack. It was
Mm-hmm.
either put Feck into Zinch or put Daughters into Zinch.
Mm-hmm.
He had it coded as a yellow because there are some swing points with the spawn trap and some other things that Zinch can do. I think what wound up being the difference is the horror shooting did a lot of damage, more damage than Jeremy anticipated it would do. So that kept the game very close. But I mean, 5 point loss is basically
Yeah.
and coded as a yellow. That's
Mm-hmm.
exactly where he should be. And I think when you look at this team, the players that stand out are Benji, Natasha, and Rania. Like we
Mm-hmm.
had those as their players that we looked at Serbia as a top heavy team this year. Like just to be
Mm-hmm.
frank, every year they get a little better. They keep adding players that are
Yeah.
very good, but we looked at them as a top heavy team. So if we could neutralize the damage that that what we considered to be their the top part of their team, we feel like we're an 8 deep roster.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as they're the top half of their roster doesn't produce 3 or 4 50 point wins,
Yeah.
we feel like the bottom half of our roster is going to produce more differential than theirs. So that's what wound up happening. That was a plan. Worked out great. Um, they're great opponents. It was cool to play them on day one. They had a lot of high hopes. They had just beat Spain, who had got
Yeah.
third last year, so that was a big result for them. I think they wound up 3-3, which is it's not what they were hoping for. I think that they were really shooting for at least like top 10. Their team was much stronger this year, even if the
Mm-hmm.
result doesn't reflect that. But that's just what happens when you have 28 countries coming there all trying to do the same thing, right? Everybody wants to win, everybody wants to do well. So there's only so many spots for improvement, and going from that mid pack to a title contender, because that's where we were 3 years ago, it's a big jump. You have to be the biggest things I see between like the top 6 or 8 teams and then that middle of the pack. And that middle of the pack grows every year because there's almost no teams left that are non-competitive. I
Mm-hmm.
think that most of the majority of the teams this year were competitive. It's just you have to have 8 really good players to take advantage of other teams in pairings. And especially to pair against teams with 8 good players, you just have to have 8 really good pilots because you have 1 or 2 players down. Like you have 6 strong players and 2 that aren't prepared. Like those 2 people are just going to be a sieve
Mm-hmm.
for you in differential, and it's really hard to overcome that. You know, so
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Do you think that America might have a slight advantage trying to find a deep roster because we're such a large country?
I
Like,
think it's a huge advantage. I think it's probably our biggest advantage is that we have so many more players than other countries. Like, I mean, you look at a lot of these countries are smaller than Texas,
yeah,
in terms of population. So you expand that over the entire map of the United States, we have 10, 15x to player base, and I think that
Mm-hmm.
good players scale up at about the same rate. Like I
Mm-hmm.
think it's about there's probably 10 to 15% of your player base wherever you go that are really really taking the game super serious. And you just if you scale your population up, you just produce more good players. So
Mm-hmm.
we're blessed in that way to have a lot of really good talent to choose from in the United
So many
States.
that half the other teams have some Americans on there.
Yeah, exactly. So it's every year it comes up is like, should America be able to send a second team? And for a while, it wasn't taken seriously.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we win 3, 4, 5 in a row. Let's see. I don't want to show my ego too much, but America keeps winning. How long are you going to just let them bring one team?
Especially
So
when the British Isles can bring what 5 last year.
yeah, exactly. And I understand the format and I understand why it is the way it is now. But I think ultimately your goal for World should be to bring. You want to have all the players that are taking it super serious and deserve to be there have a spot
Mm-hmm.
to go, right? And I think if a country can show that they have, you know, 2 or 3 teams worth of talent to bring that will all be competitive, like why wouldn't you let those players play? And
100%.
it self corrects in some ways, like you said. There's a lot of mercs from America too,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that progress will eventually get there. I think eventually there will be multiple teams from the United States in some capacity, but I don't know what the timeline is on that.
Mm-hmm.
That's for somebody else to decide.
Yeah.
That
Whereabouts
was
did they announce where they do this for the year?
no, so there's like 10 or 15 people that pull the cart on that every year, and they're burnt.
Yeah.
They put a lot of their free time into making this one kick off, and I don't think that
Mm-hmm.
any of them have even started to think about this next year.
Fair.
Probably somewhere cool. We also had like a live band and catering, and then like an open bar outside. I think that was the after party was by far the best it's ever been. So I think
That's what I heard. Yeah.
it was great, and I think the plan is to do that again at bare minimum. But it's going to be
Wow.
somewhere different. It's not going to be in Italy again, I don't think. So they really like to move it around.
Yeah, because from what I understand, they like put bids in for pricing, and like if someone has a competitive bid, they end up looking at those, and the problem why America will probably never have it is because they'd have to fly all these countries here
Yeah,
instead of
you can't
taking a train.
invert that cost, right? Like
Yeah.
we talked to other teams about what it took to get there, right? And they're like, oh well, we all got in a car and drove down. It took like 7 hours. And I'm like, oh man, if only you knew. Australia's got it worse than we do.
Yeah.
I'll give
Yeah.
them that. The New Zealanders and the Australians both. It's even more of a trek for those guys. It's brutal. I think somebody said they were going to have like a 38-hour flight back. And I
Jesus.
was
Oh
like,
man.
well, you
Still
have
flying.
you have fun with that one, dude.
No, thank you. All right, let's go talk about round three. Who'd you play in round
Round
three?
3.
Oh, it was Poland.
Yeah,
Ah,
Poland. And great round. We knew they were coming too. Last year we played them, I think, in the fifth round. See, the fourth or fifth round. I'm almost
Mm-hmm.
sure it was the fifth round. And they were a really strong team last year. And looking at it, I think so. Last year they were in that spot. They had 6 really strong players, and I think they added 2 more. They were one of the rosters that we think had 8 really strong players this year. So we knew it'd be a tough round. We did a lot of prep on them as soon as we got the list, so we had a lot of prep already done, and then we had a night to prepare for them and the mission stack.
Mm-hmm.
So we were really prepared. We were as prepared as we were going to be going into this, and looking at the results, I mean, you can see it, right? It's like
Yeah.
so that we had one. The Lumineth mirror was unideal. That was the one thing we didn't want
Mm-hmm.
in pairings, but everything else went about it as smoothly as we could have asked for. And so you see that Stormcast mirror result, and that
Yeah.
was something we very specifically targeted because that mission stack had one mission that we thought had the opportunity to produce a harsh result on. I think it was life cycles. It's the small square
Mm-hmm.
where the objectives rotate. And we looked at that Stormcast list design, and so when you see this, you know it has to go in the sky, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're either going to walk 4 inches or you're going to deep strike a bunch of this. And like Leo's list, his whole army moves 12. And so if he goes into his deployment zone, where's he going to put his models that move 4 inches? In a
Mm-hmm.
little box that Leo makes, and that's what wound up happening, and that's what produced that result, and that was a really big win
so
to
he
get
got
for that round.
he got Beast of Chaos.
Yeah, he sure did. And I think that's so. Leo had 3 mirrors across the entire event, and I think he had a much deeper understanding on how Stormcast plays into itself than all of those other than the other teams that paired Stormcast into him did. Because it's one thing to play Stormcast into the field, right, and be very comfortable on your own army mechanics, but that mirror knowledge is particularly in teams is very valuable because there are you're reading the same rules, right? So you think it should be easy to play, but unless you've played those actual games, there's a lot of nuance in those games because of the list design can be so different from Stormcast to Stormcast list because there's so many war scrolls in that book, right?
Oh yeah, like
Learning the mirror is not something that a lot of people really do a ton
yeah,
of.
like me and Dylan were both like, yeah, not a big fan of those cheaper Paladors, and it's like no one uses those.
Yeah,
And here you get a guy who's like, I'm going to only run those, and it's going to run over the mirror. It's
yeah.
yeah,
Well,
you
it's those started out at like 200 per 3, I want to say, or is there in squads of 3. They just kept going down. They just kept reducing the points on these old books, and there is like a critical mass where if you show up with 30% more army, like you can just neutralize other armies' rules, with models. And so that was the idea. He came to this idea really late in our process. I think that he basically hadn't practiced the list till our second practice, which was about a week or two before list lock. I
oh
want to
oh
say, don't quote the dates to me, but it was very late in the process that he was like, because he was playing ogres and having some success with it. Ogres is a coin flip army. That's what I think of it, which is fine to have in your comp. You just have to be able to cover for it. Whereas this is doing the same thing ogres is doing, but much higher floor. It's much more stable because even if you don't get what you need done with damage and you lose a prio, you still have a 3-up save. And ogres don't have a 3-up save. So if you don't do the damage you need and you lose priority, you can lose too many ogres to play the game, which is one of the things that's like one of the things we had against ogres, and that's why we didn't take the army.
No recursion either, yeah.
Yeah, you have a situational ward, but there's ways to play around that, and it's just really strong army. Other teams had players that produced strong results. I think Canada, Carson went 4-2 with it, but
He always
Carson,
does.
yeah, Carson just plays ogres, right? We don't have that kind of a player that just plays ogres, and I think that Leo plays a ton of Stormcast, and we just thought it would be better for him to play this, and it's really driven by Leo. Like, I can't take credit for it. The team can't really take credit for it. Leo thought through all of this himself and came to this list and brought it to the table and performed as well as you could ask for. So,
got
I
it.
dig it.
Yeah, I love seeing that he got that result with it because it's like, man, such a weird list, but he's like, I'm gonna win with it. It's like I love it.
yeah, I mean, at your own peril, you could try to GTs, but this is more a team's army. These are the kind of
Yeah,
lists you see in a
you're
team's event,
dodging the
right?
bad.
Because you have control over those matchups, particularly missions. Like this list plays much better on wide missions than it does on. It can play those crunch missions with some armies, but you don't want to like put this into Nurgle on a mission where you have to fight in the center because
Yeah.
Nurgle can do the mortal wounds to get around how hard this thing can shove. So, but luckily for us, we didn't have to pair him in a Nurgle. So
Yeah.
you know he's
Avoided
got
the fight in the middle kind of maps or matches until I think Australia too.
yeah he played against Bloodthirsters in Australia and he did the same thing to that list.
Yep.
But there's other results we can go through them too. For this round, I think this is a game I played against the Bloodletter list. There's 60 Bloodletters
Ah, good.
in his list. He made
Yeah,
a little bit of a mistake. He like he misread how much damage he could do if he took top of 2.
Hmm.
So he went into my army, and he was in pretty rough shape after that. But so when I took my turn, I almost had tabled him. He had he had his thirster left, and he had a couple units in the back that he hadn't sent in. Everything that he sent into my army was gone after my turn 2. But I won prio and decided to take it after I talked to our coach James and thought about it some, and I should have gave him the turn because he wasn't in a position to do anything but stand still. And I gave him outs back into the game, and he played the outs perfect, and he wound up winning by 5 points. But still a good
Still a pretty
result.
decent result from the score flattening list that you were bringing.
Right, exactly. It's the result we wanted. I could have won this game by 10 to 15 points
Hmm.
with I think what I think is very little interaction if I had just thought about it a little harder. But it didn't wind up mattering. We still won the round by 48 points, I think.
Yeah, pretty healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a list that was really popular in Europe
Hmm.
and variations of it. It's a strong list in that it does a lot of mortal wounds and it brings a lot of wounds to the table, which is what you need to play against like elf armies.
Hmm.
It's a way that the older books can play into the newer books if you just really focus on how much stuff you're bringing to the game. You can start to neutralize some of the crazy rules that like Marathi has or that Sylvaneth has, that Lumineth has, right? By just bringing bodies.
Especially how I noticed virtually every Lumineth list that came seemed to be Hero Hammer. There was only a couple I think that brought like the Dawn Rider spam or any amount of ground pounders, and like you said, like a lot of books are starting to get really, really wounds dense on the amount of crap they can just throw out there. It didn't look like a lot of those Lumineth lists can really deal with that.
Yeah, and like I played against Lumineth in round 6, so we can talk about it more when we get there too. But
Hmm.
the list design is really strong in that
Hmm.
you can hard point one place with a lot of killing power and a lot of OC. All
Hmm.
right, so it wants to play those kind of missions where there's a lot of neutral space for them to stay away from you. Because what
Hmm.
Lumineth is good at is going across the board and producing a lot of threat in one spot.
Hmm.
And so I think the armies or the teams that identified that and paired their Lumineth armies that way, you saw them have a lot of success with those hero hammer style lists, and the
Hmm.
teams that just paired it like a normal army, you saw their Lumineth players struggle a little bit.
Yeah.
Still really strong rules, like really strong rules. Probably
Hmm.
like if you separate the points that are attached to the models, they probably have the most and the strongest rules in the game. It's just they don't get a lot of models right now because
Yeah.
they were the original sin of this edition, right? They came out, they had like a 80% win rate or something crazy, so they took some points adjustments before they got 2 worlds, so they were
Yeah.
behind the other elf books in that regard, but still had really strong rules. So
Yeah, their book looked so much fun. I was like, I wish I played this army now because that looks
Maybe
like
I am an
fun.
elf player.
yeah, the light
You
of
are an
Aetherian
elf player. You have Doc.
just flying around like Batman, dude, just showing up anywhere. That's the crazy thing about these new books is they all have models that just show up anywhere on demand in your opponent's turn. That's
Yeah.
uh, crazy to have to deal with when you're like Iron Jaws player. Like I'm
Yep.
moving 4. I get to move 3 in the hero phase, dude. Look how cool I am. And like the Light Elf Therian's like, I show up wherever I want. Your unit's -1 to hit. Here's like 20 damage, I guess. Oh, you hit me with a couple of attacks. I take 2 damage. I negate 1 because of my spell, and you're stuck here with me now. It's like, oh, so is that fun? You having fun? Because I'm having fun, dude. But
My juice 200 or 300 point unit just killed 900 points. Let's go.
yeah, so it's crazy value. We can go back to the like score sheet for the round and see what the other results were. I remember Roush, I think, had a dock game
Yeah, crushed it.
this round, crushed it, and gave us a lot of confidence in him playing against Doc for the rest of the.
Yeah, I played against him to help test for a little bit on a couple of these dock lists, and yeah, his OBR does really well into them. Just pilot agnostic.
Yeah, he's got a lot of really good tools in that
Mm-hmm.
his terrain piece blocks set up, and
Mm-hmm.
so that's one of the hidden factors that lets OBR play really well into these new books.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all these armies with all of these crazy I set up in your turn rules? Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, well, I've got this huge terrain piece that just projects more and more across the board, stops all of that, and like when Lumineth can't do that or when Doc can't do that, it really changes how they have to play. And like if
Mm-hmm.
the Doc player doesn't identify that, like they can really hang themselves. Or
Mm-hmm.
what any of those lists can if they don't have the repetitions to know how they need to play against that OBR.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he did great. I mean, he did great last year. Roush is a great player. I've seen him grow a lot as a person and a player too. I'm super proud of him and his
All
result.
the way into adulthood.
Yeah, allegedly, allegedly. I think he's old
Something
enough to drink now.
Oh
Which,
boy. This next round, I'm really excited to talk about because y'all smashed it.
All right, so we want to go around 4. Look at that one.
you can go back
Just
one more pass for Poland to see if there's any other crazy games that I
Yeah,
missed.
the mirror. Um, I
All I
saw
see,
another
I
one.
just see all I see on my screen is the Blades of Corn list.
Yep, because I forgot to press a button because
No, it's all good.
from Kansas and illiterate.
No, me too, dude. I'm just from Texas, so yeah, the
Yeah,
fat game against the ogres. Walter did great this round. He did great every round in limiting differential.
mm-hmm. Especially with the high scoring armies. Noticed you kept throwing him towards those.
Yeah, and Ben, we were really happy to get their Nurgle onto a map that Beasley liked too. I think he wound
Mm-hmm.
up playing the 6. It's like a bowling alley down the middle where the objectives shut off at ends. I
Mm-hmm.
think that one, whatever that one's called, I can't. There's so many map names in my head from playing this long that I
I
can't be
know which
bothered.
one you're talking about, but
Cyclic, yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
specifically.
that one, dude. And he wound up getting a win there, which was really big
Mm-hmm.
because they played really well. I think aside from our losing round, this was our closest round,
Mm-hmm.
and they wound up beating Denmark too. I think that Poland proved that they're the second best team at this tournament. Really,
Yeah, buddy.
and it's all respect to Australia. It's a great result for them to beat us, but I think that Poland was the second strongest team at this event. So I'm really happy that their placing reflected that this year because I know that they've gotten stuck in that like 7th to 8th place grinder the last couple of years,
Mm-hmm.
which can be frustrating. It's a really
Yeah.
frustrating place to be. But now we can talk about the Denmark round, dude. That was pretty
Oh yeah.
cool.
Very fun things happened here.
Yeah, so this fucking IJ's player, Rasmus, dude, great dude. We had a beer afterwards and talked a whole lot about like life and stuff. But he jammed all his shit into my army top of 1, which I didn't anticipate as a choice, and I didn't think the dice would let him do.
Mm-hmm.
And he did both. So I was fighting for my life this whole game. It's on stream. It was a great
Mm-hmm.
game.
That was a fun
Um,
one.
because he got so many units into Marmy top 1, he died a turn slower than I thought he would.
Mm-hmm.
And that noxious Nexus map is really harsh on the last turn of scoring. You get those 10 extra points on the side objective, and it let him control the board as a whole a turn longer than I should have let him. So I wound up tabling him, but he beat me by a lot. So, which was okay because we had seen him getting 60 and 70 point wins
Mm-hmm.
like every other
Throwing
round,
is
basically. He
terrible.
did that to everybody. Like he
Mm-hmm.
did that to everybody he played. The dude's a wild man. And, um, we were able to like somewhat neutralize that and looking at the other results. So we got everything that we wanted aside from my game, basically. I mean, you'd like to see Tom win that game against Doc, but he had some dice things
Mm-hmm.
go the wrong way. That's still a 12-point loss isn't much. That's basically a neutral result.
Especially when we looked down one and Fred pulled out a 60-point win.
Yeah.
That's the big
Oh,
one, dude. Against
He was at
Ruin,
Ruin
dude.
yeah. I
especially.
was gonna say like That's the old captain for Denmark,
Yeah,
isn't
well,
it?
he's the captain this year
Oh, he
too.
was the captain this year too.
That's 3-time world champion Renholz. Put some
Yeah,
respect on his name.
man's
Like,
a
and he's a great dude, great player. But I think there's a few dice things that didn't go his way that game, and Fred took full advantage. And
Mhm.
I mean, Sylvanet's a strong, very strong army too. So
Especially when momentum starts going their way.
yeah, so I mean that's a round defining result. That game alone, right? 60 points is huge. I think we had another one where Jeremy won by 50
yeah.
against Christopher, who's also a fantastic player and 3-time world champion. All these dudes are like I consider extended family because I've seen them so much. They play the game a lot like I do,
Hmm.
and like I said, we've modeled how we built Team America after them. So
Hmm.
we always give respect to Denmark when we go, but last 2 times we took that ass. so maybe next year we'll see. We'll see how that one goes. The other notable result was we got the mirror for Leo into Casper as well,
Hmm.
and he won that.
Beat the
So
old world champ there. Pretty good on his army, too.
yeah, and then Roush beat their Sylvaneth player too, which was surprising. We considered that
Yeah.
like a hold. Like he had it rated as orange, and we thought that
Hmm.
he would probably lose that game 10 to 15 points.
Hmm.
So for him to win by almost 30 was a great result.
Yeah.
So
So, looking into the list that Rune brought, I don't know if y'all talked with them about it, but how on earth did Fred's Sylvaneth especially get matched into this? Because that, at least on the surface, reads like a terrible, terrible time for Lumineth.
yeah, I mean it's what we thought too. I mean, but I think that Run is such a good player that, and he's been that person on that team for so long that where Rune puts a lot of pressure on himself to perform every year because
Hmm.
he knows how good he is and he knows how important it is for him to produce results for that team, and that to the point where that team almost lives and dies by Ruin a lot of the time. So he really pushes the envelope on what matchups he'll take
Hmm.
because he's very confident in his abilities as a player. He should be.
Hmm.
I wound up doing a lot of the same things this whole tournament where I was losing by 10 to 15 more points than I should have because I was taking really harsh matchups off the board.
Hmm.
I think the difference was this year is that we just had 8 really, really practiced, ready people. Like,
Hmm.
no disrespect to Denmark, but I think
Hmm.
they a lot of those guys have been in the game 7, 8 years,
Forever. Yeah.
right? And it gets harder and harder every year to put the amount of time that it takes to be 100% ready into the game. And I don't think that they brought 8 of those players this year.
Hmm.
And I think that it was just everything went our way this round. So
Hmm.
it's hard to find reasons, but I think that our team was more prepared than theirs was, and I think it showed in the result. And I think that next year those guys are going to be animals, because they don't like to lose. So, and I think that the last year we didn't play them. There's a lot of new players on that team. A couple of those guys were taking a break, so that's a little bit different response as to watching us win last year and not playing us with a lot of new roster to this year they put the old guard back in and
Hmm.
we played them and we got this result. I think that Denmark's going to be very prepared next year.
Hmm.
So, but I think but going back to the question, I think that he probably had that coded as a yellow when it really is like an orange bordering on a red.
Yeah.
And
Especially, like, that was one of the spread maps, I think, if I remember right.
yeah, it was like I said, I don't remember the names.
Hmm.
But I think the break point getting a second hand from Fred is that the Light of Eltharion died on Run's turn, which was a really big deal for the matchup. If
Hmm.
the light projects a lot of threat just by
Yeah.
being on the board, right? Doesn't have to do anything. It just has to stand there and be like, I can go somewhere, right? And once that's off the board, Fred can play the game much differently. And
Super aggro, yeah.
and Fred recognized that and took advantage of the board state. So
Yeah, it's kind of amazing how, and this is in Lumineth, like specifically, that one model just dictates a power that an army has so much. It kind of feels like Dreich is like that for Sylvaneth right now, but
they're
it feels.
very similar, right? I think the difference is the tankiness of the light. The
Yeah,
light is so tanky when he shows up, and he's going to be in a spot where you just cannot really afford to put damage into him because there's always going to be something else there. That's what brought him there, right? And so he's going to be offset 3 inches on the outside of your unit. So you're only going to get so many models into him. You don't want to swing 4 models into him because you do 4 damage. He makes 2 wards, and then he's out, right? And it's like he did nothing. So I think that's a lot of the difference between like a middling pilot and a really good pilot with Lumineth is taking advantage of those really small breakpoints where your model's alive with 3 wounds instead of dead. Because if the model's alive, it's producing threat, right? And Lumineth is at its most terrifying when all of its units are on the board with a little bit of damage that doesn't affect how much threat that army is producing, right? Once it starts to lose units, it becomes way less scary to deal with. So the problem with that is even a good pilot can run into bad dice, which is, I think, what happened to Ruin in this game. And it's like you run into bad dice, you lose a unit or two, and like your ability to play the game dissipates. So lucky for us, unlucky for them, but I'll take it where I can get it.
Yeah.
sometimes you need luck to win games.
Their IJ player made like 8 12-inch charges, so the great thing about teams is it's never usually like a dice outcome, to be honest. Like there's so much stability across 8 games that like some players are going to roll good, some players are going to roll bad. Like you're rarely going to have dice decide around, in my opinion. So
All right, so let's get into the next round.
On table 14.
Is it table 14 all the way at the bottom?
yeah, y'all gotta set the pace. I'll talk forever, dude. I love talking, especially
I
about myself. So
and about your boys.
hey, yeah, my boys too, man. I love these guys.
Holy cow! There's Leo with another. Just
Yes, sir. Stormcast mirror, dude. and this this is probably the most abused that my list got in pairings because yeah, we tried to get it out early. We knew that it was just going to be like a differential catcher against this team because of the way their comp's designed. So we were just attacking me. I think we attacked me every round until I was selected in the third mission into the mirror. And they did a great job of trapping our Nurgle list because their Nurgle list is designed for the mirror. It has Rodigus, so it has the healing mechanic where it heals all the disease I put on him off, and then it prevents me from healing. That's a big deal in the mirror. And then he also had the 3 bigger models he could play together, which my list can deal with 1 big model fairly easily, but 3 big models starts to push the capabilities of my damage. And so we danced around a little bit. It was on a wide map too, which isn't great for the matchup either. But we danced around a little bit. I baited his Rodigus in. I killed his Rodigus. And then basically pushed the game to a priority roll to decide who wins. And he won the priority roll. And so all the models I used to kill Rodigus wound up dying. And after that, I'm scrambling for points. And I got like a few things broke my way to get it to where it was. I think I lost by 27. What I look 32.
32.
Even, dude, terrible. But
Washed up, old,
yeah, my hands don't work. They're arthritic, dude. But
lifting too many compressors.
but we knew this in pairings. I had this coded as an orange, like because I didn't want the really any Nurgle mirror because my list, even against all the rot swords, it struggles. So
Hard to chew through that with a
we
chip.
we think that we got a lot of wins in pairings, which turned out to be the case. Particularly My battery is running low on my computer, dude. What does that mean? How much battery do I got left? 10%. Let me go get the fucking charger for this thing, dude.
Yeah. Man, and here I'm just at a desktop and like, what do you mean there's a battery
on this thing?
computer? Oh, yeah, it's just fantastic. It's yeah, we could talk this all day,
100%.
100%, and we can talk shit about Gavin because he's from Texas and he doesn't know what a charger is.
Yeah, it's somewhere in there.
Yeah, I prepped you for Summergeddon now. Give us the deets that no one's going to pay attention to in a video that's going to be 2 hours long.
Oh, I am so ready. I even made an entire spreadsheet. I've never done that before.
You've never done that before?
Not for this.
So you really want that repeat win?
Yeah, we're gonna.
You're gonna? You're not worried about any of the teams?
Not even slightly.
Not even slightly. I know you don't need to be worried about me. I'm just going to be there to have fun.
I need you to beat LaRon's team for me so I don't have to bother.
You're going to get them round 1.
All right, dude. Fucking crisis averted.
I'm just trying to get Dylan to spill what he's going to do at the Summergeddon event in 2 weeks, and he won't tell me anything.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And I've probably sent him every list that my team's going to use.
I know what that motherfucker's playing. You're playing Doc, dude. Aren't you?
What?
Aren't you?
He's going to be...
No way.
He's going to
can't
be
help
four
himself.
defenseless
I
people.
cannot.
Marathi and some shit that don't matter. That's what he's got.
Marathi is too much fun. I can't not.
He wanted to even bring little cities. He didn't want to bring the party bus.
I really did want to. It's just not getting here in time.
Yeah.
Sounds like you problem.
It happens. Settling the consolation prize of moving Marathi 14 times, dude. I feel so bad for you. Yeah.
See, that's fun. It's way funner to just bring her back in combat and then be like, oh, also I get to fight now.
Yeah, I'm going to just try and figure out how to fight twice with Gallants into a Marathi, kill her, teleport the Gallants to little Marathi, and then swing into her.
Yeah.
Rude.
It sounds like an awesome plan to me. It gets rid of your Marathi.
Rude.
I do
that.
Hoe.
But this round, back to this round, the two matchups that we felt really good about was Leo's matchup and then Tom's matchup. Because I think their Sylvaneth list had a lot of monsters and flying models. Mm-hmm. And so we knew that he could peel this army back. I want to say it was on a pretty harsh mission too. I don't remember which mission off the top of my head, but we felt that he could get a lot of differential out of this matchup. Mm-hmm. And then and he did. Like, he won by 40, which is great. And then Leo's matchup we felt really good about for the same reasons. We can go to the Stormcast list, and it was dragon based. I want to say he had Karazai.
No,
not different.
With some shooters.
I mean, he didn't reinforce his long strikes. He was
yeah. What's his name had Karazai? Casper did, I think.
Yeah, it was him.
Yeah, but this one, you see how light this is on bodies, and like Paladors do not care about Vanguard Raptors with long strike crossbows. You know, like he can just run right at them. And so Leo was particularly confident against this list and like how his list would play into it. Like you see the result. Mm-hmm. Like, you won by a lot.
52.
Yeah.
He was great all weekend. He's like, come over, he'd be done quick. He'd be like, yeah, I won by 50. I'm like, oh, that's pretty good, Leo. Thanks, dude.
That's only what I lost by. You made up for that.
Yeah, but I think, and it goes back to that list is really, really different, right? I don't think anyone's ever seen that list at a GD, and I don't think any of these teams like did the prep work necessary to understand what that list did, and so I think it was just coded like every other Stormcast. Like the Stormcast player probably had that coded as a yellow, because it was a mirror, and most people. But the nature of prep, like you have 28 countries of prep that you have to do, like you cut corners, right? And so you see a mirror, usually people put yellow, and it just wasn't a yellow in 2 Stormcast mirrors in particular. So, and it
Yeah.
produced the result that it did. Um, Beasley wound up Beasley did great all weekend too. I don't think he lost a game. I think he had like a couple draws or one draw and then a bunch of really small wins. But that's what we thought was best for. That's what Beasley thought would be best for Zinch as a role this year, was to play particular maps because it's so good on some maps that it can win by a small margin against almost anything. And I think he proved that over the course of the weekend. So,
Especially if you ever get him on Pass of the Fae.
oh yeah,
Abusive on that one.
yeah, he loves that mission.
Yeah.
And then you see the other side of the. I don't know what their Lumineth list was structured like, but I think that Fred, it was on a less harsh mission, and Fred had a couple dice rolls not go his way. So,
A few more ground pounders too, so it wasn't so centralized.
Yeah.
yeah,
Sentinels, Riders, bunch of the heroes.
but yeah, we'd hoped he'd get probably like 15, 20 points out of it, but a 5 point loss is not. That's exactly in line with the result that he should get. And then Roush is another dock game that he won by I think 10 or 11 points.
Yeah.
So another doing exactly what his list is designed to do. So
It goes weird dock list, yeah.
It goes back to the philosophy of you have 6 armies that you take in section off. You're like, all right, here is a neutral result, hopefully, in theory, right? And then you have 2 matchups that you really believe are going to produce a lot of differential, which is, I mean, Denmark did that before we did it. Like, we saw that, and like, hey, that works. Let's do that. So, I mean, and it's a formula that I think works at the highest level, and I think that our teams proved that the last 2 years. So,
definitely agree.
Yeah.
But, Ogres in the Feck matchup, I would have expected to be a little bit closer, maybe even Feck favored, but
yeah, I think the map was a little bit less good for Walt here, and I think that he had a couple priority roles not go his way. I didn't really like every time the Walt came up, and he's like, "Yeah, I won or I lost by a little bit." I'm like, good job, Walt. And give him a little fist bump. Like, Walt's great. He's like one of the sweetest people you'll ever meet. Period. Like, outside of this hobby, in this hobby, he's like, as far as like pure heart, he might be one of the purest human beings I've ever met in my life. Like, and so he's great. And I think he had some qualms about like how well he was going to perform at this tournament, and I think that he
super reliable.
Yeah, and then I knew that, but you've got to like sometimes you just got to wait for the person to realize it, and seeing him like grow up during the tournament was really cool to see. By the end of it, he's like, "Yeah, I feel confident now." I'm like, yeah, you should have felt confident the whole time, Walt. Like, that's why you're here, is you're good at this game. And he was really happy. He called his mom after we won, dude. He was FaceTiming his mom, dude. He's such a sweetheart, man. I love that guy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, Tom got big win into Sylvaneth. Like you said, it was that more bug-centric list. Or bugs and...
get shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we felt really good about that matchup. There's ways that, I mean, Sylvaneth is such a powerful army that there's ways they could go sideways. But, I mean, Tom's a fantastic pilot. And I believe in Tom when he says he's going to do something, right? Because he's shown it over and over and over and over again that he's capable of executing, right? So, really good result from him. And it's like nothing else really out of the ordinary, right? Like,
yeah,
our comp
Jeremy got a draw loss.
Yeah, Zinch he was grumbling, dude, the whole weekend because it was like, oh, my dice, Gavin, my dice. But he wound up on day 3. He really produced some really good results, and I think that I'm really happy for Jeremy. Jeremy's one of the guys that was like on the team that brought me in, and he's been like a mentor to me. Which there's not many of those left. A lot of those guys have come and gone. So he's almost like a big brother to me in this hobby, and like I love Jeremy, and he's never had the result at Worlds that he deserves until this year. So I was really, really happy to see him finally win at Worlds because he deserves it. So
Hell yeah.
All right, is it time for the big bad?
is this the 6? We're already there, dude. Look at us go. And yeah, so here's our stinker, dude, and it was a sweat too because
Yeah.
yeah, Fred was the last game going, and we we started up like by turn 2, and we just slowly watched the round leave, and like that's a terrible sinking feeling to have while you're waiting on a game
Yeah.
to resolve. But yeah, so played against Jasper. Jasper is a great opponent, like probably the cleanest game of Warhammer I played at the event. Like, and just a real sweetheart of a guy too. And we knew that I was going to lose into that Lumineth, but we were on Roots, which is the 4 objectives. So I was pretty confident in my ability to hold like a 10-point or less loss.
Mm-hmm.
What wound up happening is I failed a 3-inch charge to fail a tune 2, and that was no good. That's 5 points into the air, dude. Like bang, dude, it's gone. And then also the the priority roll after that, he won that priority roll too, which let him have a window to get 5 more points of differential. So that's a disappointing result for me in particular. Great opponent, but I was hoping to lose by 10 or less.
Mm-hmm.
So I bled about 10 points of differential. I mean, Leo crushed it like he always does. You see the result.
Watching the stream was funny as hell.
And we knew that we threw Tom to the wolves in pairings, but
Yeah, that was a really odd list. Stu was bringing.
yeah, it was a bad list matchup on a really bad mission for him. But we thought that we got enough wins over the course of pairings. We were really confident in the OBR into the dock, which wound up going their way, and then we were really confident in Fred in the mirror, and Fred's mirror went the other way too. So we lost some points there. In particular, like this was probably the hardest comp to pair against. Just the nature of like they had some different lists than what we took lists to prepare for. So that was a little bit of an offset in pairings. And then the mission stack, the round 6 is probably the worst stack we could have got them on too because of the mission setup in particular. But so it's like a bunch of things, and then like Australia is also really good, right? Like, and they're trying to win too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a great result for them. Unfortunately, they got 3rd place because they lost to Scotland. But better luck next year, kiddo, dude. Fucking, But I think that's the best result they've had at Worlds. So I was super happy for them in that regard. And then we got to be, number 1 on the list again because Poland took out Denmark, which I was very grateful for. Yeah. But yeah, 12-point round, super close. I think if we run that back, like there's probably a different result every time we run it back. Like I think we're that close as teams on that mission stack. So
even just watching the stream, like there was a few moments, there's a few rolls in Beasley's game where there was a 5-point swing based off, I forget what it was, but they were even talking about it on there. There was which other one? On Fred's, on the friggin' turn 4 and turn 5. He had 2 or 3 individual dice rolls that he needed a 3 or a 4 on. I think he got like a 2 on both of them. There's another 5-10-point swing off of that.
You always have the nightmare rounds, dude. Like we had that against Greece 3 years ago where it's just like we should not lose to Greece, right? But we had 3 or 4 games where it's just all of us lost a 70-30 coin flip,
Oof.
and that if you lose enough of those, like you'll just
Mhm.
lose the round. And like I
Mhm.
think that's why like the 6 and the 2 is so important, because usually it'll cover that
Mhm.
variance, but like it's still a dice game, and there'll still be variance that just overloads your ability to cover for.
Mhm.
So, and like I said, Australia, like I'm not going to sit here and blame dice. Like Australia deserved to win
Mhm.
our round. They played very well. I mean, they were prepared. So it was great to play him. I'd love to play that Lumineth player again. Like he's fantastic to play. I played so Mitch Bug. I played the year before. He's a sweetheart. He played against Jeremy. Jeremy won that game big, so that was a good result for Jeremy.
Pretty not great one for ogres to be matched into. Yeah,
No, it's Doc is like
just
that's
as ogres but better.
yeah. Well, it's like the fight last in particular. Like
Mhm.
it's so hard to overcome for ogres because you can do all those tricks, but I mean Doc can still just hand you fight last and
Mhm.
power through all of your wounds. So great result there. Leo had a great result too, and then I think we had a lot of like just
Minors.
we
Yeah.
yeah, just a lot of weird things where we lost some points and we just ran out of points to lose and lost around by 12. But by 12 isn't the worst in the world because it sets us up for the scenario that we wound up in, which is
Mhm.
we had enough differential to cover for Poland if they won, and they wound up beating Denmark, which is a great result for them. And
Yeah,
after
and by a good amount too.
yeah, not too much though. If they won by like 90, they would have won the whole thing, and we'd have been sitting there, watching somebody else get the trophy. But both of those teams were really, really strong this year. Like I
Mhm.
said, I believe that Poland was the second best team at that tournament, so I'm glad to see their result reflect that. So, and super happy. Like Tomash is, in particular, is a guy that I've gotten close to over the past 2 years. He brings a Goku everywhere he goes. He's got a Goku that watches him plays, and I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z guy. So we played last year. We talked a lot about that. He's got a couple of beautiful children. One of I think his daughter was in the hospital last year,
Oof.
and so like I gave him a big hug at the end of our game and like hoped that that everything would work out. Everything did. So
That's good.
and this year he didn't have any drama to deal with, and maybe that was the difference, right? Like
Yeah, he was doing really good throughout the weekend.
yeah, he's great. He's a great player. I think he coaches on his off time too. He's a freak like me. He loves Warhammer, so love those guys too.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it looked like everyone was having a great time this year. And like all of the teams, I've been in enough discords that I catch random bits and pieces from everybody. So
Yeah,
hearing only positive things from like a dozen different teams was great to see, especially after
that's
the last 2 years.
yeah, and it's I think every year that you do something, you get a little better at it. So I mean, the tournament organizers get a little better at it every year they do
Mhm.
it, and there's every year there's stops put in place to stop contentious friction that happens when everybody is trying to win.
Mhm.
When everybody's trying to win, like that sometimes that expression gets lost in the like sportsmanship falls
Mhm.
to the wayside, right? When
Yeah.
you're trying 100% to win something. And that's why I take a lot of pride in our team. I think that we never compromise our sportsmanship when we're trying to
Mhm.
win. We come there, play really hard, and play what I think is the right way, and that's modeled after Denmark. I think they set that standard. So you see a lot of teams. I think Poland's adopted that standard. Germany's another team that's
Mhm.
like that. Like I think that's almost every team there. This year, Belgium had a little. They were better. They were better than France has been in past years. But there's still a lot of those players on that team with that
Yeah.
reputation, and that's the way they play. And like respect to them after the game's done. No hard feelings, right? Like they don't have
Mhm.
any hard feelings. That's just the way that they want to play, and
Mhm.
and I can respect that on that level. But I think that there is a way that the game should be played that winds up being better for everybody in the long run, right?
100% agree, especially when trying to cultivate a community that actually wants to come back.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like it'd be the death of your community. If everybody like you got to think about things, right? Like I like to think about things sometimes. So, like, do I want to be treated how I'm treating other people? Yeah, probably right. Like it's a two-way street. So
Weird.
you learn that in like kindergarten. When your teacher tells you when you're like a little like 6-year-old running around throwing a fit because you didn't get like a candy bar for lunch. It's like if you treat everybody how you want to be treated, usually works out. And then the other part of it is if I act this way and everybody acts this way, does it work?
Mm-hmm.
And if like everybody showed up and was being a miserable cunt to each other, I don't know how many of those people would show back up, dude. There's some people that would, dude. Like I'm sure there'd be like 3 cunts just showing up, seeing who the fucking like king of the cunts is. But that's not a title that I'm interested in. So
Crazy
hopefully,
how all that works, huh?
yeah, hopefully we keep it's trending towards the right direction. I hope we keep Age of Sigmar like that because I think that's a lot of what makes this community so great is that there's a lot of love in this community, right? And a lot of people like get to
Mm-hmm.
show up, play with these little toys, and like it's not that it's the relationships that you have, it's the moments that you have with these people, and like
Mm-hmm.
we should try to protect that as a community. So,
Absolutely. So, while we wait for Brett's computer to turn back on,
oh shit, is that what we're waiting on? Yeah.
yeah, he his, his
What
computer
el-
likes to just take a shit and die every now
what
and
else you want to talk about, dude? We got like people in this chat, or is this like a recorded thing?
then. A recorded one, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right then. I can't
Um,
ask no questions.
I mean, you can ask him. I'll just answer. Put your
Yeah.
voice on, I guess.
It has a
Um,
family, dude. There's a daughter like walking around and like pulling stuff
rolling
off
the
of
dice,
stuff.
yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yep.
The toddler thievery is the best.
She sits there on the side while I'm doing games and tournaments and whatnot, and I'll look back over and half of my tokens have been stolen and reappropriated. It's fantastic. Best thing ever. She
Yeah.
started painting because she saw me painting, so now I have a finger painted corn dog.
Oh, sick. And you're like what, like a lieutenant now or something, dude? What do you?
Yep. Doing
Ugh,
the goofy
ugh,
little officer thing.
ugh,
Yeah.
dude. You're one of the bad guys now. Fucking run away.
Yep. Yep. I'll cry myself to sleep on my pile of money that they totally are giving me.
Run away, dude. You're the police now, dude. You're not one of the boys no more. Like, somebody called the cops. Fucking hide everything.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
that's cool. How much longer are you gonna do
it's
that?
fun.
You think?
Until I get to retire in 9 more years.
Oh, well, when you put it that way, it seems so far away. Huh?
Yeah, 15 have already happened, so I keep
Yeah,
blinking and just another year
shit.
goes by.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's crazy to think about.
You could tell me about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
What else you doing? You like playing some Sigmar or what?
well, yeah, tons. Well,
Yeah.
tons relative. I don't get to. Basic trainees are retarded and fucking take up all my goddamn time and weekends. So
Yeah,
I get this weekend and I get Summergeddon coming up here in a few weeks for our own 8-man team's fun.
that'll be fun, dude. Teams is the best way.
Oh, I
That's
love it.
like it's like singles is cool, like because you just get to worry about you. Like so you just have to worry about what you bring and where you got to be. And but teams is like the next level of like strategy. There's just so many more.
Yeah.
There's so many more layers to teams, and there's like so many more of the decisions you make matter relative to like a singles format where you're like, oh, I got matched in a dog. I brought ogres. I guess I'll just fucking
Womp.
kill myself.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun. Me, Ryan Rutherford, Nick Swope, Jeff.
Well, you got a little bit. You got a little squad, dude. You gonna win it or what?
Mari, Joey, a couple of Slambo guys, and I'm even dragging Kyle out of fucking
Oh
semi-retirement.
hell yeah! Y'all got a little squad, dude. You gonna win it or what?
Oh, hell yeah, we won it last year. Got to go defend.
Yeah.
Got our fancy Texan hats and everything.
No, I like to
Fucking
hear it,
represent.
dude. Sick. How many teams they get?
We are at. I even have that here. 14 teams.
Oh, it's like a big event, dude. How did I not know about this shit? I think you messaged me about this, want me to play.
Yeah, messaged you, but you were like balls deep in World
Yeah,
Cup,
I
and
just
it's
got
in
so
2
much
weeks. So
shit,
I was like,
bro.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'll give you the
summertime,
offer, but
summertime, no good. Who we got on here, dude? I want to see. Who's? I saw Wyatt
we got
somewhere. He's pretty good. He got any
bunch
homies with him?
of St. Louis locals up here.
Oh, he's got his Al Pacino take no prisoners, people, dude.
Yep. He's doing
Wyatt's
some
cool. I
goofy stuff.
played him at Adepticon. He's cool.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah, there's a couple others you'll recognize from there. I think you played one or two of the others we got. Real decent team of
Yeah.
again just St. Louis locals.
Yeah, Gateway Gamers. I
Some
recognize it.
fucking lunatics who drink fucking
Yeah, my
yogurt.
lord. Fucking
fucking before every game.
creatures, dude. Absolute creatures.
These guys are such a fucking blast. They're a bunch of fucking goofballs.
Yeah.
These guys are coming up from. Oh, I should know this.
Feast Brigade.
One of the other areas around Missouri. I forget. They might be Arkansas if I'm remembering right. They do another podcast. So good.
Yeah,
buddies
I
with
really
them.
do have to like go to some of this like Midwest shit because I
We
just
got some
that's
great stuff.
it's like one of the ones I haven't I've hit both the coast really hard on like all the big events, but the Midwest
There's a whole lot of Midwest that gets slept on and habitually underrated. But like
is
we
hard.
have,
You got to like fly to some weird airport that like kind of works sometimes, and then like ride a horse to this shit. Like
Yep.
it's like out in the middle of nowhere.
That is the problem because I mean, if you take that downside away, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, I'm in that
11,
Discord.
12,
I see like 4 million fucking tournaments.
20 GTs
Yeah,
over the year.
like god damn,
These guys are fucking getting after it on games.
that's good. That's good shit, dude.
Probably one of the better teams coming. A bunch of the St.
Oh
Louis
yeah,
locals.
that's a good name. Remember the Alamo and how he won last year. And he
There we go.
should put bitch at the end of it too. It's always a good end to a sentence.
I think we even got it's 7 out of the same 8 that we brought last year. Eli came with us last year. Kyle is being dragged out at his own.
I haven't
He
seen
is
him
not happy about it.
I haven't seen him in a minute. He's still playing Skaven and shit or what?
It's the only thing he's been touching. Yeah, but I'm dragging him out and I don't know, gonna force him to be the bus player so I can take the privilege of pairings and whatnot. I'm not gonna do the right thing like you did.
Nah, it is what it is, dude. Fucking leading from the back works too. You know, get in there and die for your country, boy.
Most of Sparkle Motion. I think Sparkle Motion's sending like 3 fucking teams worth of people.
Yeah, I recognize Joe and Jose. The other guys
Real
are
good. Ryan's pretty good. Played him a few months ago.
I think I have played Brian all those years ago. I think that's who I played. One of the
Pretty
guys.
good one. This team is awesome. It's half kids and a bunch of the others.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. I like that. Now you're echoing.
Now you're
echoing. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
on a different computer.
Okay. Oh my
The
god.
only way to do that is to stop and pause 5 seconds.
The people that watch this are gonna be so fucking mad when you